Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you may be watching from. Welcome to Booyah Bay 24. I'm Binkatronic, and I'm here with my excellent, wonderful co-host. Take it away.
Hey, Vink, how's it going today? I'm Nato. We'll be casting the second round of the first pool of Swiss here today, and it looks like we're going to have a really good matchup for you guys.
We are.
And how are you feeling about this tournament here so far, Vink?
I'm still thinking it's anyone's to win. We have some incredible teams here that, frankly, this may as well be a major. But then we also have, it's an open tournament. Anyone can enter. We have a lot of people here. This might be their first tournament. Happy to have them. Still anyone's game. That's the beauty of Splatoon. Anyone can take it home.
Yeah, to your point, we were looking at the team list earlier, and there are 15 teams in this tournament, but you would almost expect this to be like way bigger with how great the teams are. Like, we were just looking at the top 4 on the first page of our sheet here, and I'm like, wow, every single one of these teams could like win a weekly, or they could just win a LAN straight up, and there's like 4 of them with like a really deep list of sleepers on these pages as well. So I'm really looking forward to seeing these teams play today.
Absolutely. You're not going to be bored watching this. You're going to pay for your whole seat, but you're only going to use the edge of it.
You absolutely will, and I believe we're going to be going up with Crab Leg Capital on Rainmaker to begin with. What do you think about this map mode, and what sort of picks do you think we're going to be seeing coming out of these teams, Bink?
I do love Rainmaker. I'm pretty bad at it because I always just want to rush forward, and I always get caught in that explosion.
Don't we all?
But I'm thinking we're going to see some surprise. I think we're going to have a big old fight at center. I'm hoping honestly that this isn't just a sweep where one of the teams just takes it all the way with no contest. I want to see them fight it out. I want to see them slug it out a little bit.
Yeah, and I think we actually are going to see kind of a slugfest here. If I'm not mistaken, we should be seeing Triggerfish Zone Supremacy versus On Crack, and I don't think Triggerfish Zone Supremacy needs any sort of introduction. They are a very well-known, established team, harkening back to the best map mode combination, quote unquote, from Splatoon 2. And
game design brilliance.
Truly the best game design on one side, where basically Shiny is going to be subbing for them, but we do have Pepe, DRF, and Golden Ball or Brian here, all extremely strong players, and I think we're going to see some really good plays coming out from all of them.
Oh, absolutely. This is not a team that you want to miss. This is not a team you want to underestimate. When you're playing against them, you need to bring your best, and fortunately, yeah. I think on Crack will be ready to do so.
Yeah, and I'm ecstatic that we're going to be seeing these two teams against each other so early, because On Crack has an excellent roster of their own. We have Vera, Vision Squared, Dali, and Kanan as well, who have had some really amazing results both in Ludi and at recent LAN events as well. They were first at the first SoCali event, so in a lot of ways, they almost have like a local target on their back, right?
They're trying to take over the whole stage.
Started with SoCal, moving to NorCal here, but I think that they're going to
reach Canada sometime soon. Right?
Oh gosh, they're going to take over Sea Battle up in Seattle too. I certainly hope not. That'd be a real pain. But we're getting into it now. Rainmaker here as we see DRF Shiny Pepe and DRF Sun over here. Oh, Kanan, Dali, and Vision Squared on the opposite side. What do you think of these loadouts here?
I'm pretty excited. I got some. Let's see. I'm seeing only one roller. These are some interesting rollers. I'm a Splatling main myself,
yeah.
And kind of disheartening not to see more of them. But these are. Frankly, I don't really know what to say. I see two sloshers, looks like a charger.
Yeah, it looks like immediately there we saw one go down from Triggerfish Zone Supremacy and then a second one, but they've managed to flip this in the opposite direction with On Crack immediately grabbing it. Yeah, look at them going top right instantly.
No
we'll see.
Fear.
Oh, look at that back come out. That is a fantastic play to defend the Rainmaker carrier and already pop this first checkpoint here. 3 down. It appears to be only Vera on the side of On Crack who's up. It's now time for Triggerfish Zone Supremacy to push.
They are pushing. They've got their whole team going together. Looks like DRF has the Rainmaker going for the capture.
Nice.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh, that's 2 down already on the side. That's 3 down on the side of On Crack. It's just the Zuka left and a fantastic. What a shot there. I don't know how much.
One splat. That's beautiful.
That possibly could have saved them a knockout here. I mean, it's not going to save them getting a bunch of points down. They're already down to 3. Pepe just moving out of the way here, all the way down to 3 early on. A good pick coming out from the side of Pepe, but ultimately that is a huge early push coming out from the side of TZS.
Absolutely. Bink. On Crack is doing a beautiful job defending, but they really need to step it up. and they do have the Rainmaker. They're pushing forward, hiding behind the hiding behind the screen. Gotta love it. Taking the top row. Dally. Okay, Dally's still up and active.
Yep.
I've got Vera sweeping in, coming to provide some backup.
Yeah, moving back to a 2v2 situation here on the map is just Vera and Dally up here trying to defend this Rainmaker, and it turns out TZS has actually really kept their position in mid quite well. Vera laying down this way. They're pushed pretty far back, but the Zuka is ready. They need to dislodge this pencil here from the top right. And it comes a fantastic Zuka shot from Vera, taking him out, and a second one as well.
Beautiful.
That is a beautiful move from the Carbon Roller. Unfortunately, Rainmaker just so happens to go down, and DRF's son over here comes down and does get the pick on the Carbon. They've sort of stabilized in mid here, Bink.
Right. We are holding right in the middle. Like I said, I wanted to see a real knockdown drag out, and this is what we're getting here.
Oh, that's a good showing there from On Crack, where Kanan here is putting down the wall to defend their teammate.
And we got the Killer Whale up and active.
Yeah, Killer Whale is active. It looks like 2 members are down from the side of On Crack. Kanan coming up, getting another pick well ahead of their team here. Unfortunately, Rainmaker goes down again. Kanan's still alive, gets the jump in for Vera, but it's looking like this is probably going to be the end of this push for On Crack.
I think so. That was their opportunity. They all went down. Now Triggerfish has the they've got the Rainmaker. Let's see what they're able to do with it. Still got lots of time, 2 minutes left in the match.
Yeah, anything can happen, especially on Rainmaker. And don't forget that both checkpoints have already been cleared. So both On Crack and TZS have cleared that first check. And if it's Rainmaker, it can be as simple as just getting one. And it looks like Pepe's actually going to get a pickup there. Rainmaker is just trying to stay alive here, manages to get another one down. It looks like TZS, although they're in the lead, they're not stopping. I think they want to push all the way to the knockout here.
Honestly, why wouldn't you? You gotta, in the first round of the day, you gotta make a statement.
Oh, look at this point up here. You know,
a little too aggressive, I think. Maybe a little greedy.
You know, it was a bit aggressive, but I do want to give DRF credit there for going so far top right, because that puts the Rainmaker in kind of an inconvenient location for On Crack, because they need to decide, hey, do we let it reset up here or do we push it all the way, which is some additional distance? I think that might have been strategic there. They picked it up, but look how far across the map they have to push it.
They have to go forever. Yeah.
Yes. With one going down already, Shiny here just like holding position up here. They're in a really good position to defend this and maybe push a little more.
I wouldn't want to be getting anywhere near that thing.
No one really does want to get close to Pencil as the cooler comes out. Really interesting cooler location is too, kind of getting it out of the way of their teammates. And again, we see TZF just sort of sharking in this upper right position here. It looks like they're wasting a bunch of time. Oh, Vera comes in, gets the pick. Suction Bomb actually from Vision Squared comes in, grabs it. About 20 seconds left in the map. On Crack has to push it a long way.
They've got to push it. And honestly, smart play by TFZ.
Definitely.
When you're in the lead, you don't need to. When you're in the lead, holding is a valuable strategy. Running out the clock is all you need to do, and that's what they've been doing. On Crack really need to push it. It's gonna be a stretch, honestly. They need to get some faster shoes or something.
I think we're gonna be going into overtime pretty quick. 2 members do go down from the side of Triggerfish Zone Supremacy. Really good pick from Vision Squared there.
Oh, that was beautiful.
That's an absolutely key pick. This will open up top right, but no, the
not
bucket,
enough.
Not quite enough. The Tri-Slosher just comes from behind and gets the pick right at the end. You know, I want to talk to something you said at the end of that match there, Bank.
Yeah.
You know, you said, if you've made a good push, there's no real reason to push in too much forward. Stalling is a legitimate strategy,
That's right?
And right at the beginning of that match, we saw TZS push to 3.
They pushed like crazy.
They pushed a long ways, and then they just stalled, right? They were extending. They were going pretty far top right, but they didn't overextend to the point at which they gave an overwhelming advantage to On Crack, right?
Right. They stayed within their zone. They had captured a good bit of territory. They were in control of, they held the center, and you don't need to overextend, like you said. They just held it in that inconvenient corner, which is itself a brilliant piece of strategy.
It is, and just that map mode, like Crab Leg, really lends itself to, hey, we'll be up here on one of these stacks and just get far enough away from the enemy team that we can push or we can back up if we need to. However, that might not be the case for some of the future maps, right? And I think what we saw at the beginning of this one on Crab Leg was when we saw a really, really big push come out from TZS right at the beginning, and we actually saw a wipeout on the side of On Crack. We saw an excellent vac play where the vac
Oh, that
shot
was so
actually
beautiful.
wiped out the Rainmaker.
That was
And
incredible.
it bought them some time, probably saved them from being KO'd, but
Right.
ultimately didn't prevent them from getting to 3. So I
Right.
think for game 2 here in Barnacle and Dime, we're probably going to need to see some slight adjustments come out from the side of On Crack, and they probably have the ability to do it because Clan Bliss does play very differently than Rainmaker.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. It kind of rewards aggression in maybe a way that Rainmaker doesn't.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll see if we see any adjustments come out from either of these two sides. Looks like Shiny is still on that pencil there. The double shot composition as well. Vera sticking with that carbon roller. And, these look like
it served
similar.
Vera so well in the past. So why change now?
I'd see a big change here is Dally here actually is going for the vanilla ballpoint. You were talking about
Ooh.
Splatlings earlier today. And it was the ballpoint Nouveau, I believe it was, the one with the vac, and this one actually has inkjet, which I think will give On Crack a little bit more forward aggression here.
Yeah, I think that that's actually a very good choice to playing to the game mode. The vac definitely seems more a defensive weapon, and the inkjet's way more offensive.
It is. Look at this.
Pushing, my
3
word.
down on the side of TZS already. This is basically the opposite of what we saw in the opponent in the last game where On Crack was 3 or 4 down immediately. Unfortunately, they haven't been able to score quite yet. They only get 1 ball in for having that many. I think maybe they were just waiting for a couple more picks, and they do get the lead, but it's not a very big push.
Right. This is still very much an open game.
Yeah.
And I do think that On Crack might have had a little chat in between the rounds, because they definitely pushed in a way that they didn't in the last round.
Yeah, totally agreed. And it looks like already we just talked about this player gets an incredible pick. Look at that pick using that.
That was incredible.
Weapon. Yeah, and they didn't have that. Last game they had the VAC, and already is paying off 2 members down on the side of TZS. That is 21 clams on the side of On Crack. They have all the clam economy right now.
It kind of theirs to lose at the moment. I see they're pushing forward, not super aggressively. They're just inching their way forward. They don't want to lose it. Dallas got the inkjet going again.
Yeah, we'll see if we can get another pick here.
Ooh.
Oh, that's a good pick on Pepe. Does go down at the end.
Been watching the skies there.
Absolutely. Shiny here just holding some position back, able to get Vera. That's a really good pick. That's your forward weapon as well. 2 go down, 3 go down, and Shiny gets taken out. It's just DRF on that bucket.
Good job, Vision.
They're going to have to back up here. Yeah, good job.
Yeah.
I think that now things have sort of shifted back into kind of a neutral game here. We're at a 3v4 situation on the field where most of the clams are on the side of On Crack again. They've been holding this clam possession for most of it, but Shiny comes out again with that Sniper Rider just to get a pick about halfway across the map, get the cooler down for their teammates. We haven't seen any score from TZS left, and we haven't seen them get far through mid, but they've done a really good job defending so far. They've allowed 1 power clam to get in, and that's it.
I mean, they've kept this game close, which is what they need. On Crack's been honestly kind of playing out of their minds a little bit, pushing in the way that they have.
Yeah.
But they're in the lead, can run out the clock and still take it. But Triggerfish isn't going to make this easy.
No, definitely not. And with 3 going down, that is a wipeout. This is not what you want to see if you're On Crack. The problem is they also had a second power clam ready. Unlike the push that we saw out of the side of On Crack, they had both clams ready right when that wipeout began, and Pepe's coming in with a few more here. It looks like they missed the first shot, but got the second attempt at the ball in, all the way down to 28. This is a major push from TZS.
If I'm On Crack, that was exactly what I did not want to see.
Exactly.
Their lead evaporated in an instant, and honestly, Triggerfish is camping in their the call's coming from inside the house at this point.
Yeah, they have just moved so far up. That is the sort of push where you want to stamp out the push as soon as possible. You don't want it to just linger on, and that is what happened, unfortunately, for On Crack. But On Crack just really needs to regain some of the control we saw earlier in this game here, Bink. We saw them with all the clams and a wipeout earlier in the game. I think they can do it.
Oh, absolutely. They just need to focus up, come together as a team, focus on getting some good picks, make sure all the clams are united, and then they just need to not miss their shots once they get that goal open.
Not missing their shots is a great point, as Vera actually is able to take out 2 immediately using the Zuka,
love to
out
see
a
it.
little bit of space in mid for their team. And DRF Sun here is just trying to hold space on the snipe. They've been doing a really fantastic job this whole game, just getting the strikes and holding them. Now, Pepe, almost to that dangerous Zuka that we hear so many times, has the Zuka ready, pulls it out, but gets just canceled by Vision.
Beautiful job.
Oh, what a push.
I saw Vision's life flash before my eyes, but Vision just was only focused on Pepe. That was beautiful.
You know, with all that chaos on the field, I think that actually sort of returned things to a neutral state. We didn't see one team gain a huge advantage from that, and with only 20 seconds left, I'd actually say that sort of favors the defending team, with Pepe trying to getting a fantastic Zuka pick on Kanan as well. A double with the Zuka, now 3 down again for On Crack. What are they going to do?
Time for the final push, I guess. You gotta. It's now or never.
Yes, 15 seconds of overtime.
Unfortunately, looking like it's gonna be never.
Yeah.
Triggerfish was going.
Oh man, they fought really hard there. But
They did.
A wipeout at the end and a final power clam to seal the deal for TZS. That's sort of a tough way to end. But you mentioned this early on in the match. On Crack, they had a lot of control, and they did a really good job getting that control. It's just there were just the moments around the push themselves where things just sort of fell through their fingers there.
And it just kind of goes to show that anything can happen in a moment's notice. You can have the entire map under your control. It can all be your color, but something goes wrong. You miss a pick you were expecting to have. The other team gets their super a little faster than you expected, and then suddenly the momentum all changes. On Crack went from having, not a huge lead, but they were holding pretty well. They could have won with just that one goal, but Triggerfish turned it around.
They absolutely did, and this is why we play Splatoon, right?
Absolutely.
It looks like you're in the lead, but you just get just enough specials, just enough picks, just enough paint advantage over the other team, and you can take it all the way back. And we saw TZS just capitalize almost off of everything. But I think that game, in my opinion, was a lot closer than the previous one. Even if the score itself doesn't directly reflect it, I think the gameplay that we saw out of On Crack was really, really close to being perfect, especially that first push they had.
I do want to commend also, all the uses of the specials. We had Pepe with a fearing Zuka taking everyone out, but then we had Dali on Crack with the excellent inkjets that were honestly kind of instrumental to their scoring in the first push. These specials can be super powerful, but only if you use them well. And these are two teams who really know how to use them well.
Yeah, definitely so. And I think the battle of the long-range special was sort of what characterized that last Clan Blitz game, right?
Yeah.
Like, we saw Zuka from Pepe on one side, a Zuka from Vera on the other side, a
Warring
Zuka from
Zukas,
Vision Squared over there, right? Like, and maybe there was a trade, maybe there was a good pick. But also, like you said, the inkjet as well really did its job, and we had Cooler on both sides as well. So if you lose your special before you get it, and you have Cooler, you retain all that special charge. So really the exchange of the long-range special. And don't forget, folks, that this is a Swiss bracket here. Because it is a Swiss bracket here, there are going to be all sorts of tiebreakers and ties and, seeding-based ties and such. So it is to your advantage to play every single round, even if you think, hey, it's unlikely that we're going to win this one against a strong opponent team, to the best of your ability, because you never know what might break the tie to either get you into upper bracket or get you down into the silver bracket. And
that's exactly right. Unlike a cheddar bracket, with a Swiss bracket, every match matters. You really got to you can't step off the gas for a second, which is good. I think that's what the players want, and really that's what the fans want to see. You don't want to you don't want to watch someone throwing the match because they don't think they can win it. You want to see them giving their all, pushing to the last minute. Nothing's lost until it's lost.
Oh, yeah, that is absolutely true. And I believe now, does that conclude our first round? And we're going to be moving into the next.
I think we're going to be getting ready for the second set of pools.
Yeah, I think we'll be going into round 3 of pool 1, if I'm not mistaken, right? I think we had round 1 went by. That one wasn't casted. We had a couple of technical issues, and now we're into round 2 right now. And I believe I see people standing up, so we're probably going to be entering round 3 pretty soon here. So I think that actually kind of ends it for us. I believe we're going to be having a new set of commentators coming on. I think we're going to be seeing Garrett and Toes, come on to commentate pretty.
It's going to be a wonderful show for all the fine people watching. I wish I were at home watching so I could get their commentary as well. But I'm here at the event. Wouldn't want to be it. I take that back. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
Oh, I don't think so either. There's still a bunch of great Splatoon to play today, so stay with us here, folks, and we are just about ready to sign off. Any final words you want for the good folks at here, Bink? Good folks at home, excuse me. Good folks at home, Bink.
Great having you here, Nato.
Great
Thanks for everything.
As well. See y'all later.
See ya.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Wave A of Booyah Bay. I'm Garrett. I'm joined by my wonderful friend here.
Hi, I'm Toes.
We've got our match between So Merry Gamers, which includes Biped Orca, Digi, Captain Stabby, and Shuriken Blade. And notably, Captain Stabby is an undercover Umbrella 1 trick. And I guess we'll see that right now.
Holy paintbrush, undercover.
2 paintbrushes. Oh my god. Paintbrush duel. All right, we've got our match on Zone Zumami here. We're going to see quite some interesting comps out of here. We got a lot of paint on the side of So Merry Gamers with the Zap and Flinza. And, undercover. Got that zone sustain with the mines.
Wellstring out here can put a lot of pressure on both sides. You can't really stay on the top of mid because those arrows will just put so much chip, like this undercover found out the hard way.
Yeah, they went down here. Smith's going to get caught in a bad situation on the mid there. Not a backup from the teammates. We're going to see So Merry Gamers continue to hold their lead here, try and get more. Get a nice pick on the paintbrush. And it looks like they're going to keep zone even through that hammer push.
Time is ticking down. Kraken Down is going to want to start trying to cap this zone here. But unfortunately, they're going down. Oh, really strong Reef Slider here, going 3 down. This Wellspring is going to need to put in a lot of pressure.
Yeah, if that Wellstring goes down, it might just be over. We're going to need to see a pick pretty fast here. Preferably on this undercover so they can't sustain the zone very much longer. We're not seeing any picks going out right now. We're just seeing a trade of pressure. And two members of Kraken Down go down. They're going to need a desperate play here to get the lead.
I think we have a hammer on board. Our tacticooler's out. This is going to be our last chance. And unfortunately, Kraken Down can't cap that zone. And So Merry Gamers take first game.
We saw there, like I said, they have a lot of sustain over the zone with that undercover there. It's got the mines in the zone, can shield up front. And as we saw, they popped a Reef Slider on like that choke point when Kraken Down was trying to come through to just get 2 like easy picks there.
Honestly, I'm really excited to see these comps play against each other. These aren't traditional, our shot pencil comps. We're seeing an undercover. We're seeing 2 paintbrushes, a Wellstring. These are really out there comps, and it's fun to see how pressure is put between these two with such unique weapons, I would say.
Yeah, you don't see the paintbrush duel very often. In fact, I don't think I've ever seen it, so it's pretty interesting to see. We're going to be moving into Game 2 here on Rainmaker Undertow, and that will probably be a bit in favor of the team with the Wellstring, considering they have the very strong popping power of the Wellstring.
Rainmaker is our favorite mode, so we're probably going to be the most engaged here. Our favorite mode is going, pop crazy. We like always being active, but the traditional sense is to wait for picks, so I'm crazy to see how these two teams like to play. If we're going to go the more sane route where we get our picks, we go slow, we get checkpoint, or if we're going to keep going, hammering down, get that Wellstring to keep popping, and see if we just can keep getting those checks.
Honestly, I think Kraken Down has it in their comp. They have the Zap with the cooler to continue respawning. They have the Paintbrush who can be the one fighting, taking attention. And then they just need someone to keep running the Rainmaker, and then the Wellstring can keep popping it. That'd be a nice strategy to see.
We do personally know Smith, and he knows how we play Rainmaker, so I wonder if he'll put some of our tactics to good use. He's our Zap player here, so we'll see. He'd be the one to pick up that Rainmaker if that's how they're going to play.
Yeah, we do indeed. We've seen Smith a lot out here. He's a long-time player in comp scene. Nice to see him finally at his first LAN.
Out comes the sword here. We're sticking, I believe, same comp on Kraken Down. I think if we go fast, Kraken Down should get pop here. Let's see.
Yeah, this looks like both teams are going for an opening pop. Looks like it's going in favor of Kraken Down as expected. We do see the sword, yeah, from So Merry Gamers. That's definitely helpful for the pops. It's got that crab to help stall too. We see an early shutdown on the push here. Paintbrush in a rough spot, but able to get one. Not too bad there. And we're going to see So Many Gamers keeps getting picks. They're taking a lot of control over mid here, and it looks like they'll have a push pretty soon.
So it looks like, from what I've seen, that Kraken Down is trying to go for that quick grab, run it down strat. Unfortunately, it did not work in their favor because So Merry Gamers was so quick to get those picks on the Rainmaker. But if they keep these pops going, So Merry Gamers might not be able to push the Rainmaker as far as they want to go.
Yeah, like even though Kraken Down hasn't pushed very much yet, neither has So Many Gamers, because Kraken Down has had control of the Rainmaker for most of the match right now. It's either been in their hands or on their side of the map. So that's a pretty safe way. Even though there's no early scores here, there's not like a big chance for the enemy to push unless they get a lot of picks.
This is a really strong part for So Merry Gamers right now. They're getting this Wellstring out of the way so that they can get this checkpoint. Interesting that they're going for this check. It's not traditional, but they got it. That Reef Slider not getting, actually getting one and getting the checkpoint. This is a really strong start for So Merry Gamers.
Yeah, that check, you don't normally see that get taken because the left check allows for a more sustained push. But maybe they didn't think they had the sustain. Maybe they didn't have the specials for the left push. They just want to break that check so they have more options to them as this match goes on. We see a nice pick from the Crab. Pretty neutral right now, 3 for 3. Pop goes in the favor of Kraken Down, and it looks like they're getting control with their specials here.
If Kraken Down wants to make a move, it looks like they're going to need to get a few picks here. They keep going down. Unfortunately, 3 down now. So Merry Gamers is just really strong. It looks like their mechanics are really good. They're just shutting down Kraken Down, unfortunately.
Yeah, looks like we're setting up for a left push here. That Reef Slider gets 2. This is a big chance for a lot of points. It's just the zap left on Kraken Down. They do get the stop. That's nice. They could potentially stop this or at least stop the knockout.
Let's see how this goes. Smith stopping that push. If we get that pop from that Wellstring, we might be able to grab it and drop it off on left side to hopefully stop it. But we keep going down, unfortunately. That grab comes out, but unfortunately goes down. 2 down now. Almost 3 down. They back up. Pop is about to come out. Here it goes. They grab it, and it looks like they're going to drop it here, and we got it out. So that push stopped right there.
Nice. That was a nice save by Smith there because things were getting hairy. Kraken Down kept getting members picked. It was looking rough, but they finally got the Rainmaker drop, which means they're not in danger of getting knocked out for quite a bit. We see that So Many Gamers is still getting the picks, so they still have a lot of control of mid. They have a lot of control over how this match is going right now. Kraken Down is going to have to make something happen pretty soon if they want to break that check and start getting lead.
Unfortunately, we see a quad, a wipeout. This is not looking good for Kraken Down. They really need picks, and they need them soon. We're 1 minute and 30 seconds, and if we don't get any picks, we're not going to move past mid. And So Merry Gamers is just putting on pressure as we speak. Crab comes out. Oh! A bomb on that Crab from Smith takes down 3. That is what they need.
And the Rainmaker
rest goes
pop.
down. This is what we needed to see from them.
That's beautiful. This could be the turnaround they need. They decided to reset the Rainmaker. I don't know about that. They had the enemy 2 down. They might have been able to take a lot more space. It seems like they still have control of the Rainmaker, and they're going left here. We need some cover for Smith here because there's an enemy chasing him right now. Looks like he's actually going to be able to reach it, maybe. No, it got painted by the undercut. Oh, there's the teammate they needed. Oh, they get the check, and this is looking good. They have a pick, and they have a lot of... Oh, they get another one, and they have specials coming up soon.
This is looking really good for Kraken Down. Oh, as I say that, a little bit of commentator's curse. That Wellstring looking to get pop here. They need this right now. We're almost at 30 seconds. We just need
the Reef Slider.
Reef Slider taking that momentum down, and we get a wipeout. Unfortunately, they're going to need to move fast if Kraken Down wants to get lead right now.
They need to make something happen soon, and it looks like So Many Gamers is not even going to grab it. They want to stall time on the Rainmaker here. Make sure Kraken Down doesn't even have a chance at grabbing it here. Kraken Down's going to need some sort of miracle. They need to make a big play, go for something crazy in order to get a chance at overtime here.
So Merry Gamers is playing this really safe, just standing back, shooting out shots, and protecting the Rainmaker as best as they can from the onslaught that Kraken Down is trying their best. And it looks like So Merry Gamers takes game 2 for winning the set of a best of 3 set here.
Yeah, as we saw there, that Wellstring did help them a lot on defense when they needed the repop to stall on the side of Kraken Down, but it just wasn't enough because So Many Gamers kept getting those really good picks, making sure they kept control of the map in order to keep their pushes up, even if they didn't have the Rainmaker very long.
This was a really strong showing from So Many Gamers. They were really dominant with their picks. We are constantly seeing 2 down, 3 down wipeouts. That's what you want to see in games like this. And unfortunately, Kraken Down just couldn't get those picks that they needed to get lead here.
Okay. What do I talk about now? That was a very nice Rainmaker game, though. We did see the push down the left side, like we were talking about, the very normal push down left. We did see the checkpoint break on right, which is not normal, but we never saw any like runaway pushes there because the early lead was very big. There's no real reason to go for that right side push unless the lead's at like 30 or 40, because the points tick down fast to there, but then you have to go up the uninkable ramp, and it's very hard to get points that way. So we saw the left side push get used, get down to like 16. Good push by so many gamers.
This was a really fun set to commentate. Our first time commentating. We were really excited to be here at Booyah Bay. Garrett, where can they find you on Twitter?
If you want to find me on Twitter, my handle is GATHE GATH awesome. It's standing for Garrett the Awesome. And your Twitter is, where can they find you?
At toes_feats. That's very important. Please use the underscore. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we hope to see you on the next stream.
Hello, hello. Welcome back to Booyah Bay. To those that were tuning in before, we just finished up Wave A of Swiss Pools, and we are here leading you in with Wave B of Swiss. So I am joined here by the lovely Shiny. Do you want to introduce yourself for me here?
Hello, yes. My name is Shiny Pikmin. I am actually just gotten out of pools myself. We've gone 3-0 going on to Top Cut later on today. I hope everyone enjoys that. Yes, but we are getting right into it here. Oh my
There's
goodness.
a disconnect. No,
Yes,
wait, we're not going
oh
nowhere.
my God.
I'm like, wrong.
I
We're
got
not
jump
going
scared like that.
anywhere.
Oh.
We're not going nowhere because we just saw a disconnect. It's like, listen here.
Yes.
We occasionally, LAN is going to have issues. I've had every LAN I've gone to. I think most of the LANs I've gone to, I've myself or someone else on my squad has disconnected. It happens, and it's unfortunate, equipment moment where it's LAN. If you think things are going to be perfect at a LAN, you're
They
funny and maybe a little bit delusional. Just a little. I'm playing. You guys are just fine.
Okay, you know what? That's awesome. Let's go into the teams here. Want to break down the teams
Yes.
here? Oh, yes. Okay. So on Bravo here, we have a Mishi fan club, which is Mishi Biconic Lasagna. Lasagna, huh?
Contra?
Yeah, that could be it.
Contronic?
And also Orion something. Booyah Bay TO. Also
Ooh.
known for having 3rd place at Sunset Series 1 year anniversary just a few months ago. And a well-known Big Swig enthusiast.
We love our Big Swig enthusiasts
Yes,
in
we
this
do.
household. I love Big Swig. So we do have a player that we know from there, which is very fun to see one of our locals here.
A little bit of bias
at
there.
A little bit of bias here. We love to see our locals here at Booyah Bay here today. And the first one, this is super duper exciting here. This is the debut of of the Booyah Bay.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. And we're gonna take a quick peek at our other team here, which is Boneless Jelly Rolls, consisting of 2 players here from Jelly Squids and that is NATO and Noodles, yellow. And then and then our other 2 players would be Cowfish 13 and PFC. So we have a match nice and lined up for us.
It's honestly nice having people that we recognize here out on the field. And with
Yes.
that being said, let's jump right into it here. We see a Flingza Nautilus coming out here. Pretty
Pause.
interesting.
I think we might be resetting here. Yep.
Dude, I feel like all day today.
We've been lied to.
We've been lied to. We've been conned. We've been conned over
See,
here.
We may be silly for being the one that accepted it twice. Our production staff setting us up for failure. No, but we love our prod staff.
Well,
we
you
love
know
you guys.
what?
We're gonna give
Just
you guys a little
because
smooch.
they've, you know what? Yeah, sure, we will. Just because they've done us dirty so twice, I want to do a little quick here promotion of. We are both
Is
here
it
from
next week?
Arizona, Sunset Surge. We have here promoting Sunset Surge Camp Horror happening just next week. I'm pretty sure you can catch it here on Splatoon Tourney as well. But I just wanted to give a little poke to our hometown. I also got the shirt over here as well. Yes,
See,
sir.
I'm rocking the Booyah Bay merch.
Yeah,
I am not. Whoa, wait, can I I'm gonna.
Yeah. You got this? You got this?
Get it?
Yeah.
No,
Nope, the drop of the comm doc and everything.
Yeah.
We have Sunset Surge. A little bit of both there. Yes, sir.
I am on volunteer duty today.
Gotta get the comm doc down here. Oh my goodness. So yeah, no, feel free to take a seat again. Yeah.
I think I can take a seat again.
Yeah.
I think our teams are up and running up, so we're gonna be seeing what they have in store for us today. Again, I love seeing that brush coming out from NATO, and interesting, we are still seeing that big swing coming out from Ryan as well. So we have our nice niche picks here from each side of the team, which is very refreshing to see in a meta where we usually see similar comps coming out on the field.
You know, this is one thing that I really enjoy. Being a top level player, being a high level player. Oh, hello, Jelly. Nice little painting there. Being a high level player, you see a lot of the same comps, just like you said here. But it's the best thing that I like to see at these lands here is just there are so many different, interesting kinds of comps that we see come out here. As you can see, the double roller. Unfortunately, though, showing the weakness of the double roller already going down here. The more traditional comp here coming out from Mishy Fan Club and a cat. Coming out from Mishy Fan Club here seems to already get a score going in. And we are seeing the timer tick down fast as strikes come out from Mishy Fan Club.
Yeah, Mishy Fan Club is absolutely wasting no time here, putting both his jelly rolls in the back for a
Other way
second.
around.
Oh, wait, what?
Yep.
We're the other way around. Wait.
indeed.
Oh, my goodness, you're right. Wait. Are you messing with me?
So
No,
we're setting
you're
ourselves
right.
here. Yes, indeed. That will be, I'm sorry, that is Mishy Fan Club on the defense. Now, a wipeout now on the side of Mishy Fan Club, just like we saw here, and Boneless Jelly Rolls now being able to continue their push onto the plat of Mishy Jelly Rolls. The colors are switched around. Pardon that there.
Yeah, we got a little bit of colors swapping out here. So this is gonna mess with my brain for a second, if you don't mind me. So excuse me, but it looks like the jelly rolls are not done pushing just yet, as Noodles was able to get an excellent flank from behind here, just not stopping this pressure. You know, it was a little sneaky, and Ryan is able to get the pick on Noodles, but not without the jetpack. Taking them out, Noodles coming in.
What a beautiful pick. What a beautiful quad there. And Inge had to clean it up as well. Oh, I'm sorry. I just had to
We stand Noodles in this household with that excellent jet. Oh my god.
Yes,
we
sir.
love Tri-Social Gaming. We absolutely love Tri-Social, and they're not done. Oh my goodness, Boneless Jelly Rolls absolutely not stopping their push. Just continue to let it keep going here.
Yes, indeed. This is what we love to see here. Despite getting a push and the quad as well, they were able to take back Pat instantly. And it looks like just now, maybe just now, finally, we may be ending the push on the side of Boneless Jelly Rolls. It looks like Mishy Fan Club over here, pardon me, yes, is slowly but surely taking back their plat and taking back mid as well. We see a vac on the side of Ryan, something here on Mishy Fan Club. What do you think is going to happen around here, Fufu?
It looks like Mishy Fan Club is going to start taking a lot of mid here. They're going to be attempting to set that thing up. So what I've learned about Inkblot is that it's very easy to get caught up in mid. I don't know why mid is so intimidating for most players. Lovely pick there from Ryan, by the way. We love a little bonk. But it looks like, you know, we're getting a little stuck in mid, but not so much anymore, because we are seeing 3-4 down on the side of Jelly Rolls here. So Mishy Fan Club is able to just... They're going for it.
That was beautiful, but unfortunately, we see a vac come out with not enough claims to back it up, and just like that, they go 2 down on the plat here of Boneless Jelly Rolls. That was such a great setup, it's an amazing play there from Ryan, but unfortunately, their team was not able to follow it up, as we see Cooler now coming out here. And we see Boneless Jelly Rolls continue to take back plat as they randomly come out from nowhere from our beautiful lasagna over here.
Oh my goodness, we love to see that. We love our bucket gaming. We love our bucket gaming here, and they're just trying to take care of those stacks to try and clear for themselves here, because, you know, Boneless Jelly Rolls here are in a really big lead right now. Mishy Fan Club has to find a way to clear the mid and get past, you know, the terrifying center that is Inkblot, and get going, because they have a lot of points to get through, and the time continues to tick down here, and Jelly Rolls is still not letting up and not letting them in their base, so they got to find an answer to that very soon.
1 minute 30 left on the clock here, just like you said. Inkblot mid, it's almost like no man's land here. Anytime you have to push from one side to the other to confirm it. However, we see the Noodles AJ coming out
Yes,
here.
sir!
Got one over here looking into the Nautilus here, getting an assist on 2, getting a final shot, not being able to get it, but unfortunately, that's what we're talking about right now here, Fufu. Getting just a random shark, getting a random 1 or 2 down, just like we saw from Noodles here. It becomes so much more difficult for the members of Mishy Fan Club to get a push off here. And just like that, we see a jump coming in here with 19 elements in the basket. We may see a knockout here. While the basket is broken, and we see another clam coming in here, passing it to, unfortunately, Casper to no one, and we see it finally.
That's it!
Yes, sir!
Like that, they're able to get that second power climb into the basket and end game 1 here. Boneless Jelly Rolls showing a very dominant game 1 here of maybe 3 if we're lucky.
Yes, I hope we see them get me out here, because just like we saw it here, you know, unfortunately, the Mishy Fan Club here having the double roller, not quite looking out for them. That being said, I like what's happening there.
They're very 2 different rollers. We have one that has a lot of pacing potential, but unfortunately, yeah, just the pressure of Boneless Jelly Rolls was able to just overcome that and not allow them to breathe for a second. Let's be honest, they had... It was a flanks. It was a whimsy. I love Boneless Jelly Rolls for that. Love
Inkblot
it.
is a map where if you are whimsical, you can abuse it. And just like we saw there from
Sloshers.
Noodles, it was sloshers.
Sloshers.
Exactly, sloshers. Precisely. Could not have said it better myself. Just a single slosher sharking on the side. If you don't all clear it at the same time, all of a sudden, you're going too down. You're cooked.
You're
You're going too down.
It's like the structure on Inkblot is very simple. Like
Yes.
on paper, it's very simple. You move forward. Once you clear center, you move forward. You take their bats. You take their plat. Gaming.
Yeah.
That's literally gaming. And we saw Jelly Rolls do that. Except they were very whimsical on the bats.
Yeah.
Specifically, bats is probably the most important of the two, arguably, because you're blocking them out of the respawn point. Essentially, and Noodles was able to just going with the Sasha, going with the Jet. I'm glazing up Noodles over here because that was just a very fun play to watch.
There are multiple of the paths that we want to see here for the members of Mishy Fan Club to get a reverse, effectively, I don't want to say reverse sweep, but, to turn it around here with the set
Yeah.
here, right? I want to see more of playing the side. I want to see more people taking flanks because the problem here, right, is Boneless Jelly Rolls was able to abuse the fact that they just had people anywhere, randomly,
Yes.
that could just get one, get two. But so does Mishy Fan Club. The problem is Mishy Fan Club is not using those rollers, not using those players to the advantage. They're playing a lot more front to back, and I want to see a lot more side to side gaming.
Gotcha. Interesting. And we're gonna see if that changes here because Inkblot it allows you to be very everywhere. Let's be
Yes.
honest. Inkblot is just that type of map. But looking at the next map, it's going to be Hagglefish Market, and personally, I love me some Haggle Market Tower. I'm a lot more biased towards zones.
Ooh, yeah, me
But
too.
as a charger, well, yeah, because you're a pencil player.
You're a
See,
charger player.
maybe, yeah, I'm a charger player too, but I think it applies more to you on zones as a pencil player. But yeah, it's a very straightforward map. You have your two flanks on the side, and then you have your center path. It's very alley like still, but it still has those flanks, those different options that you can choose compared to some other maps that we have seen in this game.
Getting right into it here, though, we see the only adaptation that coming out here from the side of Mishy Fan Club here is a single change to Neo Splash. That being said, I don't mind that at all. Also, we see a Vac coming out on the side of Jelly Squids as well here. This is going to be a Vac versus Vac game, and I'm excited to see what happens here. I can see the theory, but we got to see some good team execution to see it play out properly.
I wonder. I was gonna say, I wonder if we're gonna see a momentum change there for Polish Jelly Rolls with the addition of this culture, but that is not the case at all. As they are quickly able to get multiple members of Mishy Fan Club up and down and get that tower moving and moving. But quickly, Mishy Fan Club is ready to retaliate, bringing their members back very quickly to take down members of Boneless Jelly Rolls.
That's what we like to see, though. Roller bringing the pain. Also, I want to say here, sorry, I almost said Lasagna. Lasagna here, over here, getting a fantastic pick that we saw earlier, and also being able to get back in. That being said, Nido coming out from behind here, the flank. This is what I've been talking about here, Fufu. If you don't check a single part of the map here, a single flank, all of a sudden, boom, brush, boom,
Yeah.
shot, and just like that again, we see just another loop around, and we see Nido getting another two.
Yeah, and NATO is very whimsical with that brush. I played a bit with NATO at some point, and there is a whimsy. That is just whimsy in a brush, and I love to see it. And it looks like both these Jelly Rolls are already going. See, talk about NATO. Bro's coming in. We're going to get some kills. Bonk. And there's another one. Casually. We love to see it. And both these Jelly Rolls are on a roll here, moving this tower forward and quickly getting ready to move past the first checkpoint.
And here's the Vac gaming that we see coming out here. We see Noodles, I believe they're popping Vac on the checkpoint there. Sorry, that was Austin popping Vac on checkpoint there. As Noodles holds it, getting one, getting two, getting three. Just the Nautilus out behind, maybe, perhaps. Where's the Nautilus out? We don't have respawn. They got another four there. And just like that, we are approaching the final checkpoint here, Fufu. Oh my
Yeah, it looks
goodness.
like the Splash is doing everything it can to stop the momentum of Jelly Rolls there, but is unable. We have that Zipcaster up and ready again here too. Yep, excellent. That was an excellent play, and I think that might just be a ground for knockout if they're able to get past this last checkpoint without any problems. Half of Mishy Fan Club is down, and Jelly Rolls are just doing everything they can to keep the check in their favor, doing so passing, and that is a knockout.
That was beautiful. The way Noodles, the zap there, row the tower all they could. Well, NATO, just like you said, going bing, going bam, going bam. If you do not clear NATO, you are not getting any ground on your side. That was fantastic.
That was
right there.
amazing.
Yes.
I love the momentum that Boneless Jelly Rolls is able to bring to the field. Again, they have their teammates look forward. Okay, here's our brush. Have fun. It's just like, here, go, my scarab. And there goes NATO. Like,
I honestly was predicting the fact that, we saw before, Inkblot Clams is a lot of no man's land. There's a lot of, if you don't clear this, you don't clear this, da-da-da-da-da. It really plays more to a lot more of that sharky, NATO-type gameplay that we've been seeing. I was wrong. I believe that was even more impressive on the side of Jelly Squids. Or, sorry, boneless jelly rolls. 2 members of Jelly Squid.
Yeah, we had some Jelly Squid members just sitting and chilling, and they were absolutely showing their strength. I loved their gameplay there. Just what an excellent job. What
Yeah.
an excellent job from those two. For those four.
Yes.
Those four. It's not
Come
just
on
two.
now.
I'm sorry. Listen, my brain is jumbled. I leave my home turf, and suddenly my brain does not work.
Commentary, I will say on Splatoon here, goes so fast.
Very.
I want to point out the fact that indeed they also did counterpick the VAC to go against
Yes.
Ryan's VAC as well. And that ended up coming up pretty big for their part, especially on that second checkpoint there. Oh,
It's just like, dang,
fantastic. Yeah.
fantastic. What an excellent job.
Yeah.
Just I'm not over that. That was just excellent gaming. I love to see some good gaming.
Yes, indeed.
And that's exactly what we saw. And that's a quick set. That's quick up and running. I almost want to be like, "Ooh, good job!" But I'm like, they're all the way over there.
Yeah.
It's not like before where they're like right next to us.
So looking at us right now, sorry, reporting the score there to the TO. Would we have time to take a break or should we keep on? Okay, yeah. In that case, want to lead us off over here?
That means we'll be right back here in a second. We had a quick match, so we'll be going on to a little tiny break here. Don't go anywhere. We have a lot more Booyah Bay waiting for you guys. See you soon in a sec.
Be right back.
Hello, and we are back from break here. I hope you guys you'll enjoy your little stay. I don't know where y'all went, but we are here now. So we got another match up and ready for you guys, but I'm also getting ahead of myself.
Hi.
I'm throwing the mic to you.
Oh, yes, indeed. Hello. I am
Introduce
Shiny. I will be here right here on the mic as well, and I want to jump right fast into it here. We are going to be seeing Never the Same Color against Nero. That's, I believe, their team name. Nero?
I forgot to ask how to
You
pronounce
forgot to
her
ask.
name.
You went up and yapped and did not. Yep.
Listen, what did you expect with the girl with the memory of the goldfish? I'm the goldfish of all
myself
time.
here, yes.
I mean, unless they allow whimsy, which side is which? I could probably ask how to say that.
Nero
I
DeStefio.
think. Ooh, I
Yes.
thought someone disconnected. No,
Oh.
I think I can get away with it. I think I can get away with it.
You know what? Okay, and now I'm here alone here. Okay, so hi y'all. It's gonna be just me for a little bit. We're gonna be seeing right now. We're gonna be crab like on the round 1 here. Personally myself, I'm very partial to this here. So, for those who didn't know, hi, I'm Shiny. I do play a lot of pencil. I also play a lot of Wellstring as well. And usually, I believe
Nero.
that Nero.
Actually, those teams, the names are actually swapped on each side. It's never. Excuse me.
Nero.
Never the Same Color is actually the team on the left of our camera, and Nero is the team on the right. I went up. I was like,
You passionately going to break down a Rainmaker in my weapons for that. But what I'm trying to say here, though, is we are going to probably be seeing some longer range weapons here. Usually I run Wellstring on these Rainmaker maps, but Crab like being a
Wellstring.
very good, almost hammerhead spiritual successor of Splatoon 3, right? From Splatoon 1, that is, of course. Yes.
I love me some Crab Like Capital. I remember it used to also be a hunting ground for Splatlings because of its greats as well.
Oh, dude, I remember Ballpoint Meta. I remember that.
Yeah, you do.
This came out like right in the middle. In fact, both Crab-like and Shipshape we're going to be seeing hopefully later here on the set. Both came out during the same Ballpoint Meta. Remember that? Good memories
Yes, I
there.
do. Jets are fun to snipe.
Oh my
If
god,
you
aren't
ask
they
me,
really?
aren't they?
Oh,
You know,
yes.
you were
Oh,
hitting them
yes.
earlier.
Oh, I was hitting
Yes,
some
you
people
were.
earlier. Yes, sir.
Oh, I played with these people. I played against these people earlier.
Very professional here, Fufu, aren't we?
Yeah, I'm very professional. I'm the most professional you're going to get. So, it's going to be some interesting. I love Decaf. Yes, and it looks like we have some very interesting comps here. We are seeing, again, weapons that we don't usually see, mostly on the side of Never the Same Color, if you ask me.
Yes, honestly. So never the same color here. Running a bow and edit both. And a glue guy as well. There's a lot to keep in mind here. And a clash. I'm so sorry. Every single one of these weapons here, we do not see on a usual comp. That being said, I'm a fan of the bow. We talked about long range as being very important, right? I believe that bow, despite what people may think here, the one shot is a lot easier to hit than what people may seem. So having
True.
that on crab leg here, when like they are forced to move slowly, I like that. And also, by the way, they just got the first checkpoint. I'm sorry, I should have been talking about that instead. Coconut tank over here getting the first checkpoint, and now we get Pop as we can continue the push going up here with Cooler.
Indeed, they are stepping on the gas. Never the Same Color. Already dropped. Again, we saw that they dropped that checkpoint, and they are moving these points forward. Well, as best as they can here. It looks like Nera's already there to meet them. Right in front of their base. They are not going to let them get too many points with half of their members going down. As long as that Rainmaker goes down, those points are not moving. And with a wipeout on top of that, Nera is going to be successfully defending from that attack, moving that Rainmaker forward, and hopefully get some points of their own.
Yes, indeed. Looks like they're going to be going for the left check over here with the bubble. A little bit early of a bubble there, unfortunately, but I hope this won't be able to, and Never the Same Color will be able to punish us here. Lifting it up the pit. That's a checkpoint right there, Fufu.
Also, I love how they took different checkpoints. I think that's very cute, very funny there. And it looks like, although Neuro was going to be the team that got that checkpoint, it looks like Never the Same Color is also going to be retaliating against that. That Rainmaker is now in their turf, and they're going to be moving that thing back to center. Again, they were quick to turn that right around, but again, no, both of these teams have no checkpoint anymore. So it really is anyone's game until one of those fish are either in the pedestal or that time runs out.
That's very true. Here in neutral, as we see Never the Same Color now 2 down, I will say a push to 35 is respectable. It's harder to contest on average, but like it definitely is beatable. I really want to see Nero not pull off a baby bubble like that. That is quite unfortunate, I will say. But it looks like I really need to see them skill in here. Never the Same Color has a lot of chipping potential. Has a lot of killing potential at long range specifically here. It really does AoE and it really does long back to front very well. It's really quite built for this map, honestly, I will say. But I need to see more decaf gameplay like that. Yes, sir, that's one. Yes, I'm saying it. That's what I like to see here. We love our decaf forcing the bow to jump back out.
Yes, but it looks like Neuros are going to be moving that Rainmaker up once more. Again, they're looking to get more points on the board, or even better, knock it out here. We have 2 members in front of the Rainmaker, one of them unfortunately going down in the process. And ooh, it looks like we're seeing and that is going to be 2 down on the side of Never the Same Color. Neuro able to successfully defend that and push another one out as well. So 3 down on the side of Neuro, giving Never the Same Color the chance to take all of mid and hopefully get a push of their own here.
Yes, indeed. I will say here, I want to see more moving forward. We see a flank coming out behind here. Hold on. What do we see here?
It's a decaf. I think that was Lucas that took him out.
Was a decaf.
What? Foul. Absolutely foul for that one. But it looks like Never the Same Color is ready to throw some hands of their own. Because look how close that score is. That is a little, that makes me a little bit nervous. I would be a tiny bit nervous as Nero here. But
yeah.
I don't think anything. Well, there's not much to worry about here from Never the Same Color because that Rainmaker is still within their reach.
Yes, indeed. Unfortunately, another little baby vote coming out here in mid doesn't seem to be going too bad for them here. What we need to see here, Fufu, we need to see them, as we say a lot, step on that gas. Nero has a comp that is fast. It is decav. It is coolered up. It has an RPD. It does a good job of really poking that long range, but I specifically need them to run it down. That's the problem that I'm seeing right here. I need to see, especially on Rainmaker pushes, I need to see them just take Rainmaker and don't care about their life at all. They are coolered. Unlike if I'm looking, okay, yeah, both teams are coolered here. But as soon as you're coolered, I need to see you take the Rainmaker and just run it down.
Absolutely here. The cooler gives you the opportunity to run things with less of a risk than if you were not to have cooler. It's less punishing if you do go down. It really is step on the gas, the special.
It absolutely is. But as we see here, dude specials come out here. We see Never the Same Color here, still in the lead like we saw before here. They're able to take that path on left checkpoint, not being able to cross quite yet here. And as we take down in the final minute here, we see Choco Loco. No, that's not Choco Loco. I'm sorry, that's a different color here. Choco Moco here, the Dapple Dooley, being able to get in here. We see the decaf going for another one here, pushing him out, trading down, unfortunately. Cooler going out. And with just 30 seconds left, we see Nero probably beginning their final push of the game.
Yeah, there's only 30 seconds left here, so it really is now or never to get that lead here. I think that's also just around the same time. No, we have 48 seconds on the Rainmaker, so they won't be dying by Rainmaker timer, but they got to get that thing moving. They got to push. They got to get past the 35 mark if they want to win. And it's going to get very tense here between these two teams, especially on the side of Nero, that there's a lot more at stake. That's Azuka. That went down.
Just barely went down here. The Gluga, though, stepping into mid here. As we are slowly entering overtime, I believe that is only 30 seconds left on the Rainmaker. Less than that, they're running into a no Rainmaker zone. As the whales go out, it looks like they're going to be chipped down here. 10 seconds left. I don't think they're going to do it here. I don't think they have enough here, Fufu.
What?
They did get a pick there, but is it
go.
enough?
They gotta go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I don't believe I talked a bit faster than it actually was, but no.
Rainmaker doesn't explode on overtime. That went to 1.
They went to 1?
That went to 1.
They must have killed it right before it exploded then in that
Do you
case.
think?
I might have been.
That's funky. I actually don't know that. I don't think I've seen I've had a moment where Rainmaker on overtime happens when timer is running out. I don't think I've ever been in that situation. I swear that the timer went out. I swear to you that timer went out.
Well, I mean, their timer was up, as we saw there. We did not see enough forward movement. I've said it before. I've said it again. When I coach often, I like to coach, my students, and I tell them, I'm like, it's really honestly very simple. Don't think. Thinking is for after the game and when you're dead. And when you're alive, you step on the gas, you run it down, and you splat people. That's the job. Like, it's really sometimes just that simple. And I really wish I could go over and say, just run it. I wish I could go and tell them. But unfortunately, They can't hear me. They got their headphones in.
We cannot yell loud enough for them to hear us. Well, maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe. Maybe we can. Maybe we will. I don't know. If we feel silly enough.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. But that game does go to never the same color, which they did great holding their ground there. It was like, okay, it's a 15-point difference, but no, we pushed that to 32. That's good enough. We can stall us as much as they need to. They minimized the risk, or took risk depending. I mean, they had cooler.
Yeah.
They had a lot more reliable. No, they had the edit.
They had the edit, yeah.
I mean, we had more coolers on the side of Neuro, but still, never the same color was able to utilize those coolers. Be like, oh yeah, minimize risk. Yeah, we can stall this however we want. We're good, and they definitely sent that home. So
Never the Same Colors comp was very well built for stall, like you just said. Actually, I really want to point that out there. It's the perfect range of, like, if you step into anyone there, like the bow functions as a charger effectively on the map with a bit more paint and a whale specifically, and a mist too. Oh my goodness, everything about that comp wants to stop the enemy team from walking forward.
Indeed. Yes. And the thing is, if you're able to get a good enough push, like the only thing with stall comps is you have to find the effort to push forward as well if you want to earn that right to stall out a game. And they were able to get away with that and execute that perfectly. So we're going to see if that energy stays the same here as we move on to Arrow Spray.
Arrow Spray. Double booyah here on the side of, I do believe that was never the same color, if that is correct. Yes, it is indeed. And a pretty similar comp coming out here from Nero. Oh my goodness, foo-foo.
This is going to get very whimsical very quick. I was not expecting Arrow Spray. That means it's double booyah.
Oh.
Oh, we love booyahs.
Okay, yes.
And I love the booyahs.
And as we see another booyah coming out here to try to break neutral here. So now, foo-foo, Barnacle and Dime. This is the map that really excels in, if you stand in neutral, if you stand in mid, you're probably going to end up not going well.
That was...
It's going to pop up like we just see there.
I genuinely don't know how that went past the wall, but it did. Anything is possible in the realm of Splatoon, but we are going back and forth. We are in a scrappy fight in center. Both of these teams are trying to find any advantage they can. Ooh, the Rapid able to find a lovely pick as well, but it's not going to be with too much advantage here because they're going to be going one down on each side. It's like, yeah, both of these teams are just trying to find those kills, trying to find some sort of advantage to move forward with, but they're just trading out.
They are. I need to see either side take the enemy stack as fast as possible.
Yes.
It looks like they are fighting for mid right now. I want to see them fight for left stack. As we see a person dropping over here, getting two with the resider here. That was our local vendor artist, unfortunately, going down, but a beautiful resider play. Unfortunately, though, it looks like their team wasn't enough. It was enough to push off, and then it looked like, that's what, 3 down now? Oh, it's such a scrap fest over here, Foo-Foo. Oh my goodness.
Absolutely, but it looks like that ball is trying to move forward. It looks like they got caught inside by Vin. Vin able to take an excellent 2, stopping the momentum of Nero and playing a little bit of a distraction game. Oh, we're playing whimsical. We're playing silly. We're going everywhere here as a brush, but that is a job well done there from the brush, able to direct the intention way back. Oh, never mind. We take a spot anyways.
And here we see a brush in a different font with Nero over here. The decaf jumping up, getting, was that 2 there?
That was 2.
Glorious, wonderful. And just like that, Nero, we see now assert their pressure more on the stack. I want to see faster movement. Like I said before, I wish they could hear me. I've been saying the same thing. It's like broken record. That being said, Resetter coming out here, getting 1, a very valuable pick, and also living off that as well. They have 16 claims. It's 2 down now, Foo-Foo. We may see a push coming out here soon. 3 down.
That's going to be a push. That has to be a push. They have the clams for it. It's just a matter of getting them all concentrated into one player so they can get a power clam, but nothing's happening. We got to get a power clam going, fellas. You have the opportunity to push right then there, but I think it's just taking a little too long that we're not seeing any clams hit the basket. They don't even get anything in the basket. It's still 100 to 100. That is insane.
That is unfortunate right there. They had the makings of a game-winning push right there. And now we see ourselves half a minute into the game. The decaf stepping back on stack. That being said, they are up to 16 guns. They have a power claim.
Yes.
This could be it here. They're now coolered up. If we see one more pick down on the side and never the same color, just like we see right here, and another brush going down. That's 2 down now. I believe we can see a big push coming out here.
Yep, and
right
that
now.
resider coming in to take one as well. And they went down right before. Never mind. Another teammate coming in to clean up, break that barrier at least once, which could potentially still be a game-winning push, especially considering how stally this game has been. Never the Same Color was able to defend successfully against that, ending that push relatively quickly. But, it could not be the last one. We are still waiting to see if Never the Same Color is going to push. Well, they have to push if they want to win here.
My heart was beating for the Never the Same Color here. As we see now, a Booyah and Whales come out here. They, unfortunately, Booyah do going down to there. I believe that's the Mint Decapitator. Yes, indeed.
Yes.
We see the Mint just holding the stack here, being a pain in the side of Never the Same Color. And as we enter the final minute 35, the final 90 seconds of this game here, they're cooled up with 1 decline clams on the board right now.
Hello?
With an attempt to make a push, hopefully bigger than their last here.
I think what's interesting that it's split across all their team members. They don't have a power clam, but it's like, we got 20 clams. Don't worry, we can make one, which is great if you don't want to be targeted, but it does take a little bit of extra time here once you get under the basket. But they're in the lead, so they're not worrying about as much here. But Whales coming out on each side, displacing both team members. It looks like Never Same Colors. They want to get 2 down as well. This is going to be their opportunity to get into advantage state here. Oh.
And once again, though, we do see another 7-clam Marvin out here, 7-clam Charlie out here. Not being able to form a power clan quite yet, but Never the Same Color is looking like they're in a great position here, right? Bubble comes out early. Kula comes out now on the side of Never the Same Color. They have 2 specials now online, I believe. Unfortunately, their Booyah does go down, and they are forced to retreat back into mid. And it looks like, oh my goodness, though Vin is doing their best to try to hold mid, and the Whale coming out here, unless they can do something really good, really fast soon, things aren't looking too good for Never the Same Color.
Yeah, it was a really quick turnaround there from Neru, able to just quickly flip the field here in their color and in their favor. But things are going to start getting much more scrappy here as we approach these last 30 seconds here. Never the Same Color has that power clam in their possession, and it's starting to get ready to go as Nero does drop 1 member right here. Again, it takes a power clam and a singular clam to win this game if you are Never the Same Color. So if you gotta go very soon here. This is where you don't want to hesitate if you see your opportunity.
I agreed. They're now entering the final overtime over here, the only overtime here, with hopefully 20 seconds left on the board. We are going out here, being able to get one. Yes, they do. The dapple there. We got to get that dapple.
Oh,
Dapple
they
goes
got
down here. This is looking pretty good here. We just got to see a single clam and a single
Go,
little clam here. That's a dunk. That's an effective wipeout. And just like that,
That's
Never
it.
the Same Color manages to take it here in overtime.
Oh my goodness, what a stally game to what a flip of a finish right there. Never the Same Colors, when they were there on the back foot, and they said, quickly turned it around there at the very last second, able to take this game 2-0.
Yes, indeed. Wow. No, see, that's what I'm talking about there. That is what I like to see here. When the timer counts down, you feel that pressure to push. I needed to see that more throughout the entire set from both teams. That being said, however, we got to give credit where credit's due to Never the Same Color for turning it around just the last a very good, solid game, that first game. And on top of that, a wonderful, just 1 power clam, 1 little clam.
I was actually kind of worried for Never the Same Color there at the end because they grouped up a little bit at the end there. And I was like, oh my goodness, don't go down there. And they said, wrong. And they were able to take 3 down off of Nero. And it's okay, well, there's our opportunity. There's our clams in our hands. Might as well yoink. And in it goes, and that is the set right there. It got very close there for Nero, and I was expecting it to be close, and it pretty much was during that game. So still mad props to Nero, but congrats to Never Same Color for adding an extra point to your pool set.
Absolutely. Well, Fufu here, this is a wonderful set I believe that we just watched here. Unfortunately, we may need to go on break just another time, entering, I believe, the final round of pools coming up here soon. Yes, indeed. So if that's, with that being said, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Oh, wait.
Wait.
That is actually the end of our block, if I'm not mistaken, as
Oh,
well.
no.
This is going to be a comm switch. I will be here later. This one will be playing later on. So do keep an eye out on stream for Shiny, as they will be playing with TCS later as well. Yeah, I see you. I will be here later after the next set. You will catch me on mic once more. So again, we have a lot more Booyah Bay action happening very soon. Don't go anywhere. We're heading to break.
Bye, y'all.
And we are back here at Booyah Bay in San Jose, California. I am DRF, joined by the one and only Pepe.
Thank you, David. Thank you. No, and I mean, I'm joined by who other than like the CCA man himself. I mean, like today is about Booyah Bay, right?
Oh,
but like
absolutely.
CCA has done like amazing stuff out there if you want to check it out. But like,
Hey, thank you, Pepe.
Yeah.
I do greatly appreciate that. I mean, it's
it's
a
hectic, right?
time. It's a time. Yeah. But nonetheless, we are going to be getting into a phenomenal round 3 matchup here
Oh my
between
God.
your 1 and 3 seeds, I believe. It is going to be Mr. New Zealand. Pepe, go ahead and give us the rundown there of Mr. New Zealand here.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so for Mr. New Zealand, this is the #1 seeded team in the tournament. We have Nico, Ziff, Rydia, and Muti. Pretty strong players here, if I do say so myself. Like, we have like Nico, who is who got 1 trick, got top 5 at Reptile this year. Really, really strong. We have a player for Healthy, like the
Healthy Dive Food
groups. DevX, like Ludi season the 15. Rydia, which is a Splatling player. and then Muti, who was a former like top level player. So wait, are we getting into it, David? Oh
yeah,
my,
we are absolutely going to get
I don't
into
have enough
this.
time to even introduce the other team.
Hey,
Oh my
but
God.
you're gonna see in the blue here that is going to be Rubber Ducks, Kite, Sovlis, Swagger, and Beam, all very respectable players in their own right as well. And we're gonna
Again,
get to see
yeah.
some of the action right here, right now, as we dive into some Splat Zones Umami Ruins. So diving on in here early on, it is going to be Mr. New Zealand with the early cap, but the Rubber Ducks do have the 2-down advantage, and they're going to be able to flip this zone and try to make something
Oh my
happen here.
God.
A beautiful pick there on the Octoshot, and now it's going to be Sovlis with the trip strikes, trying to create a barrier between the members of Mr. New Zealand and the objective. 30 seconds in, and the Rubber Ducks are in a fantastic position here, Pepe.
This is kind of insane. Like freaking Rubber Ducks already getting a strong start here, but it looks like Mr. New Zealand is trying to get back into this in the map. They had a really rough start here, but it looks like Mr. New Zealand is getting a grip on here. Having Kai with the Zuka, you know I love me the Zukas. Unfortunately, not getting one, but Kai over here is just trying to get some control in mid.
Oh, absolutely. It's very highly contested mid right now. This next team fight will determine a lot, as the Oxshot's going to go down. The Glugas are going to go down as well. Bomb going to be thrown out by Sovlis, forcing the rest of the New Zealand members to jump back. Beauty going to bail out with the cooler. They're going to be able to get back in pretty quickly, though. But it is all Rubber Ducks at this stage, and the Trip Strikes coming out to continue to push them back.
Beam is being a menace here. Like, you see him, like, just having their control on their side of the map. Beam trying to get something here. Hopefully, he is going to get, like, some kind of...
we lost the feed here for just a second, though. We'll get it back. There we go.
Right back.
But Mr. New Zealand is going to be back in control in that very short window of time. So it looks like the flank from Beam did not quite work out. But it, honestly, very ambitious play there nonetheless. And now Nico going to run it down here, but it's going to get caught out by Sovlis. Sovlis going to win a 2v1 there, essentially, picking off one and then the other. But it is Mr. New Zealand that is slowly ticking away at the scoreboard. And Sovlis finally going to be able to make a move in here with the rest of the Rubber Ducks. Beam trying to take control of top mid, but it is all Mr. New Zealand that has that position right now. But that is going to be the mini splatling that goes down. The T-Tech's going to go down, though, in return. It's once again a hotly contested zone, and Mr. New Zealand holds on. They are on the cusp of a victory here, Pepe.
Like, David, this is insane. Like, I like how back and forth, like, these teams have been getting. Unfortunately, though, Rubber Ducks did not get the cap on the push, so this is going to be pretty detrimental unless if they get some kind of cap here. Oh my god, with the Booyah Bomb, and that looks to be it. If only Rubber Ducks got that cap in the middle, they would have had a chance, because it looked pretty even. The whole match, I mean, we were like back and forth on each other's bases, so I'm wondering like how that affected like their mental.
Yeah, Rubber Ducks did look really strong there early on, and I do agree, because we saw the Zuka and the Trip Strikes that were unleashed there onto that left zone, but they just weren't able to follow through with it. It seemed like the specials came in from long distance, but it came in a way that we saw that Mr. New Zealand was able to hold some of those key positions, especially top mid, to just ensure that there was no rush in following those specials.
Exactly.
So I think that there was maybe a slight missed opportunity there. Like, I could recognize that they needed to dive in for that zone, but they needed to almost, in a way, spread out the specials a little bit too, because all of it was focused on the zone, and Mr. New Zealand painted right through it.
Exactly. Like, we're talking about players who know how to push, players who know how to like win a match. I mean, these players like know exactly what it takes to get cap, like get control and not lose. So having these opportunities where we have Beam, who was like rushing in pretty fast. Like, Beam was doing like quite strong there, as well with Soft, which was like pretty strong like shooters. So
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I mean, Sov was like doing a fantastic job there. Every time the camera was panning to them, like they were making a pretty solid play. So, they managed to get a couple of massive picks there, but ultimately it's just the I feel like it was really came down to, the most recent team fight there. Mr. New Zealand was able to win that one out and then convert that into the lockout that we saw, because there was a number of different team fights that went down there, and Rubber Duckies they were winning most of them.
but they just could never find themselves in the position to fully lock out.
Mhm.
And that's what you need to see happen on Umami zones.
Exactly, exactly. And like, I mean, looking at these teams right now, it seems like they are trying to plan out a specific strategy. I feel like for Beam having to push in, that is just a great opportunity for Rubber Ducks to have an opportunity to push in. Now, as we see here, Undertow Rainmaker, how is that going to change within like their mentality? How they're going to push? Because Rubber Ducks got an amazing opening. So are we going to see that in this match as well?
Yeah, it certainly could be the case, but let's take a look at these compositions.
The Stamper.
So-
I'm sorry, Dave, but the Stamper. There's a Stamper there. Let's see how much this is going to change the tides.
I'm pretty intrigued to see how this stamp is going to work out here as both teams dive on into mid. Rubber Ducks will win the initial pop to kick things off here in game number 2, trying to tie up this set. Rubber Ducks, another wonderful
Look at
start
this.
there, able to find 2. And now they have Mr. New Zealand staggered. They try to bait them right and swing it left, and it is an absolutely clear checkpoint. Rubber Ducks ready for liftoff here. They are moving in. They are in a fantastic position, have the numbers advantage. I don't even think a member of Rubber Ducks has gone down yet
Yeah,
until just
until
now
just
that
now.
NZAP finally going to go down for the first time this game. And that is a
What?
wipeout.
This is insane.
Oh.
Rubber Ducks is just having so much control here. I mean, we're literally talking about one of the best like openers that I've ever seen. Like when it comes to this map, because getting up to 23 points within less than a minute in this map, like what?
It's hard enough to knock out on Rainmaker Undertow in the first place. And Rubber Ducks are flirting with that now. They are so close to making it happen. But finally, Mr. New Zealand gets a little bit of their footing here in finally with a minute into the game.
Yeah.
So they're going to go ahead and force that Rainmaker to reset. But Rubber Ducks is not letting up on the aggression in the slightest. Beam on that 52 gal, popping the shield, trying to force Mr. New Zealand to make some rash
Nice.
plays here. And no, stop it, Beam. You cannot get away with that.
Beam is going
Oh.
ham here. I mean, like for these players, like the last match, I was gonna say like for the last match on Mr. New Zealand, like they knew how to like counter pick, how to counter the opening, but clearly like Rubber Ducks is just getting so much control here. Like they know how to push, they know how to like get control here. We see the Zipcaster on the Stamper here. Are they gonna get someone close? Oh, but they get an assist. That was huge.
They will get probably about 4 more points on the board. Definitely knew they were going to get some points there. It's just a question of how many. And it seemed like, they possibly could have forced a few more points, but nonetheless, we are approaching the halfway mark in this game, and we have yet to see a Mr. New Zealand push. The Rainmaker finally going to reset. It's going to continue to be Rubber Ducks in control, but finally Mr. New Zealand does get the pop as well. An opportunity to grab here, but Beam using this shield so effectively to just force Mr. New Zealand to really hesitate. We're
Mhm.
seeing a lot of hesitation right now on the side of Mr. New Zealand. And look at that 2v1 play. Sov Beam taking one down one, but it's going to be 2 for 2. But it's Mr. New Zealand that is on the back foot now, because I believe with the Rubber Ducks, they did have that cooler active, so they're going to be quicker into action. Quickly picking this up now. Swagger trying to lead the charge here alongside Beam, trying to move this up beyond the checkpoint, but Ziff is going to be diving on in. A great shark to stop the push early.
Goodness gracious, like ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about like a team who completely switched their mentality from getting picked off in the first match to now like gaining control. Like Mr. New Zealand has again not gone a single point here, so Rubber Ducks is just getting a really like strong like control on the whole entire map. I feel like for a good change of this, which is what we may see right now, is for Mr. New Zealand to just get those picks against Beam and Sov. Like those two shooters are extremely important when it comes to their pushes. But David, are you seeing this? Oh my god.
Yeah, that was a huge pick on Swagger, but it's a Beam with the flank and is able to find a couple of huge picks there. But nonetheless, Mr. New Zealand with the cooler rushing back in a fantastic position here with the 3 down on the side of Rubber Ducks. They should be able to clear this checkpoint with under a minute to go. Mr. New Zealand has some life in them here in game number 2, in a game that has been largely dictated by Rubber Ducks up to this point. Muty will be the Rainmaker carrier here. They're starting to make a move. The Killer Whale is coming out now as well. They're going to go ahead and take the Greats. The Greats is such a gutsy move here. They're going to have to take this one pretty slow and cautiously. Everybody rotating that direction. But here's the flank again from
Sov
Sov.
gets it,
Oh, what a pick there. And it's 3 down, Mr. New Zealand. We're on the cusp of a game 3 here in round 3 of the Swiss stage. Nico makes the jump, trying to
my
hide,
gosh.
but you can't hide on the Greats. Rubber Ducks, 15 seconds to go. 2 specials in their pockets. They are looking to force a game 3 here in the Swiss stage on stream, but
Oh, wait a
it's
minute.
not
Wait a
over
minute.
just yet,
Mr. New Zealand
Pepe.
has a response. Okay, this is overtime right now. They were strong on that last push. It was just by one person who got that pick out of Rainmaker, and probably some other aspects. But right now, we have Mr. New Zealand trying to get a few picks here. They are using Zuka on the left side.
Oh, and look at
Not
Kite.
getting any
Look at
picks.
Kite making the move. No, but they get found out. It's 2 down, Rubber Ducks.
Wait,
It's going to
2
come down to
down?
this push. So making an early
So,
move, possibly just jumping the gun a little bit. Beam gonna get shut down as well. The
It's not
pathway
over,
is
it's not
open.
over.
It is over. Holy Mr. New Zealand comes from behind late in this one to survive this game and the set. They pull it off. Wow, what a game between these two. This was Rubber Ducks navigating the whole way, and Mr. New Zealand, I don't know how they pulled that one off. It just seemed like Rubber Ducks started to get a little bit antsy there right at the very end.
Very
They
much
tried
so.
to make some quick hero plays before it got out of control, but I think that's what led it to become out of control and open that pathway. It rolled out the red carpet for that Rainmaker to just walk on through. 18 points remaining. It is a 2-0 set in favor of Mr. New Zealand.
I was truly hoping, David. I'm not gonna lie. I was hoping for game 3 because
Oh, I was too. I'm
God,
like,
man.
we had 2 very, back and forth games there, and I wanted to see it go to a game 3.
like, no kidding. I mean, with these like strong players, like who wouldn't? Like that last second push. Like the unfortunate thing about the Rubber Ducks, like they did like go like down one at a time. They got staggered at the most important time, and if only they were as strong to not let Mr. New Zealand even get a chance
Mhm.
to get that push for a lead. That may have been it for Rubber Ducks, but unfortunately, not going to be the case.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen a little bit more special build up there at the very end. Just kind of focus your efforts there. Just keep paint down in front of you, but actively building up towards those specials that could have ended the game. But they had a number of really good ideas, but it turned into a stagger. So which is the unfortunate thing. But nonetheless, Mr. New Zealand played that last minute beautifully. As long as the opponent has a knocked out, the game isn't over. So Mr. New Zealand may have been on the back foot for a solid 3+ minutes there, but they just said, "Hey, we need one opportunity. One opportunity is all we're looking
That's all.
for, and we'll be able to make something happen."
And they clearly showed it. They showed that last minute lead. It was so close, man. Like,
Oh,
man,
absolutely.
like I feel so bad for the Rubber Ducks, truly, because like not only like are they like just great players, and they played that match strong. Like, it was their
for
match
sure.
the whole day, like the whole time. Like, and it's just that last second, like it just shows you like for top like level as we see here that it is never safe, no matter what. If the timer's still going, there's always an opportunity, just like that with
Yep.
what you saw. There's always a time where people can get the lead, can get a counter lead.
Absolutely. So beautiful job there from
Mhm.
Mr. New Zealand. They
Very good job.
they recognized the things that they needed to get done in order to pull off that set, and they went out there and did it. So for Rubber Ducks, that will push them to a 2-1 record here in the Swiss stage. But nonetheless, I am sure that we will see both of these teams make
Oh,
a
yeah.
run here in Top Cut.
Oh, yeah.
These are some of the biggest, baddest players that Splatoon has to offer.
Yeah.
So we'll probably have a date with one of them ourselves.
I'm looking forward to it.
At
No,
some
I really
point.
am.
Yeah,
Really am.
in that bracket. So it should be a lot of fun. I definitely think that there's a lot of fantastic teams here, and this is going to be probably one of the most unpredictable locals that
Yeah.
we have had.
I mean, we're talking about teams who like are having like interesting comps, interesting weapons, such as like having a one trick good attacker. I mean that was insane
Yeah,
to see.
honestly, you really don't see that often, but
Mhm.
it's gonna be these are teams to watch out for.
Now
For sure.
I'm curious, David. Like out of the both teams that we watched, what team like are you looking to face the most from your end?
I mean, we've got a chance to scrim rubber ducks a little bit,
We
so
did,
I would
yeah.
like to, kind of put that into practice
On land, for
on
sure.
LAN. So
Yes.
I'm looking forward to a possible matchup with them, but nonetheless, I mean, if we get a chance to play all three of them, that would be kind of hot.
Honestly, I'm if there is a way, real truly, because like I'm sure
Because we got on crack already,
we did,
you
we did,
know,
we did get on track.
now we just need rubber ducks and Mr. New Zealand. The winner of this tournament is going to have to beat all three of these other teams that are like in this group of four, because these four are just standouts,
Mhm.
instant standouts. But of course, there's still a whole lot of other teams. We have how many teams? Like 15 teams.
15,
So
15 for sure.
it really it's anybody's game still.
Mhm.
But I am excited to see how the rest of this one shakes out. But I believe that does actually conclude the Swiss stage here at Booyah Bay. So if I recall correctly, I believe we're going to be taking a bit of a break
Yes.
as Top Cut gets sorted out and the rest of the Swiss matches get inputted into the bracket.
Yes.
But Top Cut should be coming your way in a little while. So I think Tio's might be trying to grab some pizza first.
Oh yeah, Rice is doing a thing right now over there.
Woo! What are we cheering for? I don't know. Anyways, well,
Right?
let's wrap this one up.
Wrap it
So, Pepe, plug yourself real quick.
Yeah, I mean, I'm Pepe. Yeah, you can see on not Twitter anymore, so it'll be on Blue Sky. Pepe dash Pep dash P, and yeah, I do Sunset Search, Arizona TO. You gotta represent, and then how about you, David?
Yeah, DRF_Splatoon on Twitter and Triton DRF on Twitch. But as always, you'll find me over at the CCA covering all things collegiate Splatoon. Top Cut action at Booyah Bay coming your way soon.
Sacktown, stand up. One of your own is back in the booth. Y'all already know who it is. It's your boy Bash. I'm here with Binkatronics, and we're beaming here at Booyah Bay. Binkatronics, how you doing?
I'm doing great, ready for another great session of Splatooning. Gonna be splatting, we're gonna be swimming, we're gonna be inking, all sorts of good stuff.
All of the above. And for this first match of bracket, quarterfinals, we got On Crack versus Up the Ante. Binkatronics, you said you played against On Crack earlier today. What can you tell me about that squad?
They're much better than I am. They've got a great team, good, very skilled use of specials. I think Up the Ante's gonna have a fight on their hands.
What kind of weapons you think we'll be seeing?
I mean, I'm always a Splatling main. I always just get happy when I see them. So I'm hoping to see at least one, but probably mostly rollers, maybe a few dualies, few other exciting little bits here and there. These players always surprise me with what they decide to bring to the table.
Indeed. And if I remember correctly, the first map is Splat Zones on Mako Mart. So it's good neutral ground.
Mm-hmm.
I think it works with a wide variety of loadouts. So
Right.
anything that these squads can pull out, it could end up being interesting. It really depends on what counter picks they'll pick against each other and what strategies they'll run.
And it'll be really interesting to see how things change. This is a best of 5, so there's plenty of time to see what your opponents are doing and kind of adjust, swap your loadouts if you, to fill in gaps and exploit your opponent's weaknesses if you see something they're lacking. So it'll be interesting to see some of the strategy changes.
And at this point, I think we're doing counter picks during the set.
Yes.
So yeah, whoever goes down one after this map, they'll get to pick what happens next. So we'll definitely see some more loadout specific stuff after this map for sure.
The science behind counter picking your stage is always fascinating. A little bit beyond me, but that's why these people are in the chairs and not me. So,
Well, it looks like we're just about to get started. So we are going to see exactly what these squads end up running and how well it works out for them. Whew. A little bit of wave to the camera. I like that. Yeah.
we see you. We see you. Yeah, give the people your love. The people love you back.
We love a team that stays engaged with the community. And all right, here we go. Okay, so we got some blasters, a shot,
A roller.
dualies. Okay, so we've got
Hooray.
close range for the most part. Obviously that blaster will add some range on the side of, I believe it's up the ante, and then the ballpoint splatling will help out a little bit with on crack.
Absolutely. Give you some good mid-range coverage. Gonna ink some turf, provide some defense.
Ooh, I want to say up the ante is a little bit. Oh, never mind. The direct hit with that Zuka should have reacted.
Oh
on
my
crack
gosh.
is now on control.
Yeah, they were devastating with the Zuka earlier. Up the ante really needs to up the ante to hold on.
Yeah, they're running the count. That tacticaler might bring things in their favor, but that Ink Zuka is just relentless.
It's a scary thing to see.
And okay, there we go.
We're back. We saw.
All right, the Inkjet is putting some more paint on.
Mm-hmm.
They're keeping this thing covered like Verizon out here.
Holy smokes! The crowd is going wild, and I can see why. This is an exciting match. I think OK is running away with it, but up the ante can still pull it off. But ooh, good push,
Yeah.
good push by up the ante.
And now they've
Not
got a Zuko
enough.
of their own.
Not
but
enough.
Yeah, not enough to provide the right amount of coverage, and that's going to do it. An immediate KO from start to finish on crack, making a statement.
They didn't come here to play around. They didn't come to play school.
Well, actually, they did come to play, but
That-
we know what you
And they literally did just play around. Yes. Oh. Alrighty. It'll be interesting to see what on crack chooses. What up the ante chooses to counterpick with.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's a lot of heavy fire going on there. So many shots. On crack could do some of the photography for this event, honestly. But yeah, with that medium range, lots of firepower engagement versus up the ante, which seemed to be a little more up close and personal.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I could see them doing something like Tower Control or Rainmaker, where the objective is moving around and centered around a close quarters. And
That's exactly
it
it.
seems like I was right. Not only is it Rainmaker, but it's on Humpback Pump Track. So I want to say up the ante will be more comfortable with their loadout than they were before, assuming they don't make a lot of changes. But I don't know. Up the ante could probably stick with what they're doing as well. I don't know how well the range game will end up working out in the end, but as long as they're able to intimidate up the ante, it will work out well for them.
Yeah, I think you made an excellent point where it's really about picking your range. Up the ante does seem to excel in the close game, and so they're going to want to find some way where they can be funneling on crack into their weapons. Whereas on crack is really really good at the medium range. When they get the Inkzuka, you better run. So I think that this is a pretty good counter pick. We'll see if they're able to capitalize it and swing the momentum back.
Indeed. Soon enough, we will see if up the ante can up the ante and find some cracks in on crack's defense.
I like that. Good job.
Whew. And I gotta say, for the first Booyah Bay, this is a heck of a turnout.
Absolutely. We got to give huge props to the team here at Booyah Bay. They've done an outstanding job putting together an incredible tournament. It's great to see, the Bay Area Splatoon community coming here, ready to rock.
Indeed. Shout out to all the TOs. I've been waiting for a local in NorCal for a minute. Of course, we did get some action at Genesis earlier this year. Hopefully, if we organize more events at a local level, we can keep the community engaged.
Alrighty, and we are rolling into Rainmaker.
All right.
Ready to go.
Up the ante's got pretty much the same strategy.
Looks like
On
same
crack
loadouts, pretty much.
is bringing out a Splatana. So we're gonna see some. Wait. Oh no, never mind. It's a roller. But
It looks like up the ante's just rush in the middle.
oh yeah, they are wasting no time.
Aggressive. which I think is kind of what you need. I think kind of what you need for Rainmaker. If you play passive, it doesn't work as well. But
Ooh,
some
almost.
good defense by On Crack. They're holding tight right at the checkpoint.
Yep, they were just 2 points off. I want to say that upper level of the map is kind of blocking the camera a little bit.
It's a fun. We're guessing what's happening. How fun!
All right,
Yeah.
we're able to see a little bit clearer now. The Inkzuka is coming out immediately, and On Crack is just running with the Rainmaker at this point. Of course, they got to make up for lost time, but it looks like they're making a pretty good drive.
They're rush. Make sure you don't drop it. You got to hold that.
Indeed.
Butterfinger
All right,
or something.
Lemon Pies is trying to go for a flanking route. Oh, but they get got by the carbon almost immediately. And On Crack is maintaining a lot of pressure.
They are doing some good guarding of the Rainmaker. I don't see any up the Andes remotely near it, so they got to really push.
Ooh, right at the end, and I
gotta love the Stamper.
Yeah, they only put in just enough paint in order to clear a path to plant to the checkpoint. That Inkzuka was just doing everything in order to keep up the ante at bay.
It's always incredible how one player with the right weapon in the right place can ruin your day.
Yep. When the right team coordinates the right specials, there's not a lot to stop them. That Inkjet gets a 2-piece, and there's a third down. Toes is just hanging on for their life right now.
Oh, good super jump. Get out of there, yeah.
Ooh, all right, yeah, dodge the killer whale.
Oh my gosh, Garrett is.
On Crack is just using the Rainmaker as an offensive tool. They're
Some
flexing a
beautiful
little
squid
bit.
rolls. Honestly, they're stunting on up the ante a little bit. Up the ante, you can't take this. You gotta get them.
Yeah, you can't let them flex on you like that. You gotta stretch after you work out every time.
You're trying to make a statement. You need to make your own statement. We picked this map. This is our turf. Get out.
All right, I'm trying to see what Vera's doing here. Just building up the Zuka, waiting
Hiding
for
out.
the members of Up the Ante to bunch up. I suppose. Okay, but Vera's already busted it out.
It looks like Garrett on Up the Ante is in a bit of a tight spot. Got Toes providing some backup, but got sniped by Dolly, soaring through the air like a majestic bird.
That Inkjet is putting in overtime, printing out enough for a whole college worth of homework assignments right there.
That is, believe it or not, $10,000 worth of ink.
Ooh, Toes with a nice direct hit there.
Toes putting in the work, hiding out by the checkpoint, doing their best to hang on.
Yeah, I mean, On Crack put the first map to bed, but this is still really, really close.
Mm-hmm.
You can't say that On Crack sealed the deal just yet, as Up the Ante just puts the checkpoint in, and they're only 20 points away. If they can just watch their backs, don't let themselves get flanked like what happened there, they might be able to take the lead back.
Yeah, and looks like they're all about to respawn back in, be ready to jump in. Hopefully, maybe they can get a knockout of their own, really shift the momentum. We have On Crack still maintaining the Rainmaker, using it to put down some discouraging fire.
Yep, vision is 20/20. As at that entire time they were putting the Rainmaker shots just well enough to keep up the ante tense, to keep them guessing. But Up the Ante is back in the game, and
They're doing their push. They got 40 seconds. They gotta do something special here.
ooh, all right, they got the
Garrett's
stamp.
got the
They got the
stamper.
stamp. Just wait out the Zuka. Okay, there's a little bit of an inkjet duel.
They're dogfighting. It's Snoopy and the Red
Ooh.
Baron.
But yeah, On Crack is just maintaining the pressure beautifully. I mean,
Dolly's working that splatling. It's puts a smile on my face and some warmth in my heart every time to see it.
I want to see the Doolies or the Bloblobber go for a flanking route just to make sure that. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, everyone was kind of focusing on the right there.
That's game.
That's game. Another good win for On Crack.
I mean, what could they have done different? I mean, On Crack had a lot of good map vision, but I like to think that Up the Ante would be able to put on a couple of flanks close to the end.
Yeah, I mean, I think Up the Ante had a lot of really good individual play. Like, you know, we saw Toes holding the checkpoint. We saw Garrett making some moves. I think they had a lot of good individual play, and you know, I think all the pieces are there. I think maybe On Crack worked a little bit better as a team, perhaps. These are both, you know, these are 8 extraordinarily good players, and so maybe it's whoever can come together the best and work as a team. That might be the secret sauce, as it were.
So you think Up the Ante could do with a bit better coordination then?
I think maybe a bit, and I think that, you know, having some time between the rounds like they have, I like to think that they're, you know, putting their heads together, figuring out some strategy. They're in the lab cooking up some diabolical things.
Is that the next counter pick? Clam Blitz on Umami?
It does appear to be.
Well, Up the Ante is a really mobile team, so this could end up working out quite well for them.
I think so, and you know, be a good chance to show off some of that teamwork I was just talking about. I think, you know, Clam Blitz, much like the American football that it is based on, is a team sport.
Yeah, if there was a good time to regain their bearings, I think it would be in this map mode combo. Maybe collect themselves like they collect the clams. Maybe get a bit better at coordinating, pushing attacks together, and then maybe we can have a series on our hands.
That's right, and I think, you know, I think the weapon combos that Up the Ante has, I think are well suited for Clam Blitz. You know, you want to. People are kind of being funneled towards one area or another, which is where things like the sloshers really excel. If you know where they're going to be, you know where you can throw your ink.
All right, let's do this. Hopefully, Up the Ante's tournament will not get buried here like everything else at Umami Ruins. Similar loadouts to before.
Yeah.
Garrett's bringing out the pencil. Let's see how well that works out for them.
Excellent. Yeah, you know, good to have some range here. Discourage people from getting too aggressive with the clams.
Plus, the tacticaler will help a lot with spawns.
Oh, absolutely. The tacticaler is your best friend on this map.
All right. It looks like I was gonna say a stalemate, but no, that would be a.
Yeah, it looks like On Crack is pushing a little bit further. They broke the barrier.
Took 2 down, made them retreat, broke the barrier. The Ink Zuka.
It looks like Up the Ante is fighting for their lives here, which is never where you want to be. You don't want to be pushed back to your own spawn here.
Another power clam. Throws that would make Tom Brady jealous right here.
And much like Tom Brady's footballs, these clams are not very well inflated.
Yeah. Okay, but now they're retreating.
That's right. You know, hopefully a change in momentum. We have Garrett getting out the tactic cooler. Hopefully that can give Up the Ante some of the momentum, the power they need to keep pushing.
Yeah, I don't know if I pick up the pity clam just yet. I want to get some paint on and then maybe get some confidence in going into these engagements, because if you pick up the power clam too early and then you just lose all of your momentum, it could be disastrous if you've got a deficit like that.
Yeah, and there's no real need to be playing reckless. Still got 3.5 minutes left in the match. Still time to play smart. Don't need to make any crazy plays.
Mm-hmm. But On Crack is wasting no time. It's like they got somewhere to be, I feel like.
It's possible they think they're playing a Turf Wars map. They are inking like their lives depend on it.
I mean, if they're playing Turf War, then there are a few spots that they need to cover. But
that is true. They do have the super clam. Looks like they're going.
Ooh.
Ooh.
And a wipeout.
Oh no, this is not what you want to see if you're Up the Ante.
Yeah, and it looks like they just got rid of all of their penalty points. A lucky number 7 to go. Vera could just throw their clams in now and end it there.
One left.
Yeah, there
that
it
is the game. On
There
Crack
it
came together
is.
to just storm through it. Too bad for Up the Ante. They fought hard.
And On Crack advances with the 30 long-range shots like Stephen Curry. We got to see if they get the finals MVP at the end, but we still got a couple of sets to watch after that.
That we do. fantastic job by both of these teams. These are some really incredible competitors. I feel truly lucky to have been here for this.
Mm-hmm. As have I. Yeah, on crack, just with meticulous efficiency. It looks like Up the Ante was indeed collecting themselves right up at the end, but I mean,
Sometimes you just get a bad break when you get a knockout. When you get knocked out like that right at the end, you can't play the game if you're all respawning.
yeah, making it to bracket like this, they thought they were gonna waltz, but on crack turned up the tempo, gave them a little bit of EDM, and just moved all the way to the finish line right there.
They came out swinging. They took the momentum early and just kept running with it. And I think that, Up the Ante did their best to turn things around, but On Crack kept their foot on the gas the entire game.
Yeah, they were asked, "Is this a sprint or a marathon?" And they said, "Yes."
Always good to see an exciting, aggressive match like that. Very excited to see what the next few rounds have in store. We're approaching the semifinals, the finals, all sorts of great things to watch. But I do believe that this is the end of my time, at least commentating. I believe you have another round or two.
I got
Yeah,
another
Bash
in me. I got one more in me.
Yeah, but I believe that this is the end of the quarterfinals, so I'm going to be sitting out. I've got some other matches to go watch, but thanks for having me. It was great talking with you. Good luck with your rest of your commentary. And,
Likewise.
And I've been Binkatronic, so have fun the rest of the time. See you folks later.
Thanks so much. When we be back, it'll be semifinals. You don't want to miss a second of this.
No, sir.
Stay tuned. Welcome back. As it turns out, we've actually got one more quarters match for you.
Bad news, you have to listen to me again.
Nah, in any case, we got SoCali Gamers versus Rubber Ducks.
I think we got two very exciting teams here. I see one of the notes for one of the SoCali Gamers, Ventus, is they're a handheld player. I sincerely hope that they are handhelding it. I don't think they are. Doesn't look like it be, but boy, imagine just seeing the one player with their Switch and handheld mode going crazy.
Yeah, shout out Ventus. I play quite a bit on handheld myself, admittedly. But yeah, no, it's good to see regular players from SoCali come up here. I've been following SoCali for a while. It's a wonderful local series, and it's good to have more locals in the state in general.
Absolutely. At Northern California, we've got to kind of push them back. We can't have SoCali taking over the entire state, but good luck to them still.
And it looks like we're starting where we started off last time. Zones on Mako Mart. Good map mode combo to get to know these teams a little bit better.
Right. I think the good thing about Splat Zones is there's a lot of room for individual expression. You can kind of figure out what your team is, what you're doing. I don't really know that there's a meta per se. I think you can kind of do what you want. This allows each team to really let their individual natures shine. And we're launching into it very excited. What have we got?
Ooh, okay. S-Blast, the nozzle nose. Okay, we got good medium range engagements coming up.
And it looks like I see we've got Swagger with the Rubber Ducks with a charger, probably providing some cover fire, but then they also got, a slosher and some other stuff for close range. They're covering everything. So
Yeah.
It looks like we have the SoCali Gamers mostly in control of the point, but Rubber Ducks
Ooh, okay.
pushing some aggression there.
Oh, and
Rubber
SoCali
Ducks-
Gamers gets wiped almost immediately. They get a couple of points on the board, but Rubber Ducks is making a statement right here.
They do what I always do and focus on the splat zone. Don't focus on not getting splatted.
I also want to say it's interesting. We've got I think the one slosher is a machine, so there's not really much area of effect. We've got like one or two good painting weapons on each team, but for the most part, it looks like the strategy is offense, offense, offense as everyone's going for picks. Rubber Ducks is just doing a slightly better job at it.
That does seem to be the place. They're pushing back. They're practically at SoCali spawn, but we got Nitro from SoCali pushing up a bit. Gonna need to do a little bit more. There's Rubber Ducks have almost got time, so SoCali really needs to push it here.
What can Toop do with the stamp? Get some good coverage. A little bit of extra backup with the re-slider and a pick with the stamp. And that's 66 penalty points on the side of Rubber Ducks. So SoCali Gamers is back in this. I've seen some interesting moves on the side of Rubber Ducks. One of the players used a splash wall to cover the flank. It didn't turn out too well for them in that particular instance, but it looks like both of these teams are thinking a lot when it comes to their engagements and offensive approaches.
I agree with that. I think whenever you can have, say a splat wall, or when you can have something else playing the game for you, it's basically like having 5 players on the team. So very smart thinking. Oh, we're about to see it. Oh, you hate to drop it before you can pop it.
The wrong time to get the tacticooler, it seems, and it looks like Rubber Ducks is back on the advantage as well. They have less penalty points than SoCali Gamers does now.
Yeah, and they're pushing hard. SoCali
shut down the stamp almost immediately. Ran out of ink.
Denied.
The previous team used it all with their inkjets. And are they going to go for the KO? Not if Tupmo has anything to say about it, but that sloshing machine didn't have anything to say about them not having anything to say about it as Rubber Ducks cruises by map 1.
A dominating performance by the Rubber Ducks. The SoCali is tried to hold on. They captured the zone once or twice, but not enough.
Yeah, kind of like a replay of the last time we were on this. It was the blue team that cleaned house last time too. Only this time we got to see some penalty points get slapped on.
We did. It wasn't a complete rundown, and SoCali, hopefully they saw what Rubber Ducks are working with, and so they can make some adjustments, see what they need to do. I think we're going into Rainmaker next, assuming that the list is correct. Going into back to Humpback Pump Track with a Rainmaker. I think that the varied weapon composition of the Rubber Ducks may hurt them a little bit here, unless they switch your weapons. I think with Rainmaker, it's a lot more in your face. And I think that the SoCalis are well suited for that style of gameplay.
Yeah, correction from previous. We're not on counter picks just yet. We are still going off of a set map list. But yeah, you give us a lot to think about. I mean, I think in a mode like Rainmaker, staying offensively oriented could be the play. But given how last map went, maybe they want to put some more paint on and try to get advantage that way.
Yeah. Always nice to see that there's not just one strategy. You can kind of make it your own as you go. It makes it more exciting when each team is truly unique.
Okay, round about the same strategy on the side of SoCali Gamers and on the side of Rubber Ducks. I think Rubber Ducks has maintained the machine, but I think we have a try on the side of SoCali Gamers. So it looks like we are trying to get more paint on. But Rubber Ducks going for the Rainmaker barrier almost immediately.
Yeah, so SoCali is painting some turf a little bit. A good strategy, but I think Rubber Ducks are just storming it. So they got the checkpoint.
Lots of good picks from Beam as they cover Swagger's advance onto the first checkpoint.
They are sticking together as a team.
Beam putting in so much work, you'd think we were at the Golden One Center. But Nitro shuts them down. Putting on the captain outfit, going to try to commandeer SoCali Gamers as they get a very nice wipeout.
Exactly what you need. All right, are they going right? I think they're going right.
Put some paint on.
Oh, stopping by for a refreshing beverage.
Oh. We get the flank at the end though. That's the thing about Humpback Pump Track. I mean, and it like the whole map is a flanking route almost because it's so open.
There's not a lot of places to hide. Absolutely. I think that's another thing that makes the inkjet so good is you can hit anyone from anywhere with it.
Yep. And it looks like Swagger is going for a second push with the inkjet covering their advance. So watch out for the reef slider, and they do.
That was some good spacing.
They shut it down so quickly you could hear the Windows XP sound effect. Swagger walking the line like Johnny Cash.
Pushing.
Oh!
My goodness.
Woo! And the crowd went wild for that one.
They are popping off.
Some parkour, you'd think we were playing Assassin's Creed. Rubber Ducks saying nothing is true and everything is permitted as they use every single part of the map to make their advance.
Yet again, this looks like a turf war map to me.
I I mean, it did kind of look like that at the end because, I mean, even though they maintained a loadout that seemed really good for picks,
Mhm.
Rubber Ducks put on a lot of paint that map.
They absolutely did, and makes it tough to make to make a push once you do get the Rainmaker, because if you're just walking through enemy ink, you're not going to go anywhere. So you have to focus on inking and protecting the Rainmaker and pushing. So the team with more ink on the field is more likely to make it, I think.
So next map is Clams on Umami.
Yet again, let's see if we're going to see another 3-0.
Do you think they're going to stay aggro here? Do you think they're going to change it up?
I think with Clam Blitz, I think it's much better to get on the offensive early, make your statement, score your goals, and then you can hold back and play defense if you need. But I think you got to be aggressive to start.
Indeed, yeah. I mean, I think if we see any weapon changes, maybe we see some faster weapons, either from SoCali gamers who will be looking to up the momentum, or Rubber Ducks will want to be pushing the pressure even further, saying, let's keep a good thing going, and let's try to maintain the tempo. Let's try to maintain control of the tempo, rather.
Right. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I think both of these teams had some well-rounded weapon compositions, kind of ready for anything, really. Which probably good. You don't want a team full of Chargers. Maybe that might hurt you in the one-on-one fight. So,
yeah. I mean, there's a chance the Snipe Rider might get swapped. I don't know if it's a big chance because the Snipe Rider has been doing reasonably well.
Putting in some work, yeah. And that's the thing about these teams. I think all these players are kind of playing out of their minds.
100%. Everyone's putting on a show today. And hopefully we get to see another show this map with a satisfying conclusion.
Absolutely. I want to see some field goals, want to see some touchdowns, maybe a home run. I don't know sports. That's why I'm here.
Give something that'll give Remember the Titans a run for its money.
That's right. Remember the Inklings.
Denzel Washington, take notes.
Let's see.
All right. Okay.
Like
So the S Blast is still coming out. Good AOE there, and the Snipe Rider is still out.
Oh, it looks like we swapped to an ink brush. That'll be interesting to.
That's an
see
Octo
here.
Brush, actually.
It's a type of ink brush.
Yeah, that is true. But either way, lots more area of effect. The Octo Brush can lay down paint like an ocean. So,
not enough as Pick Pickle shut him down.
Yeah, all right. Pick Pickle's maintaining the momentum this time. Yeah, just that large platform. I mean, usually you want the elevation, but with an S-Blast like that, it's just low enough so that you could peek and get some good shots in. Watch out for that triple ink strike, though.
Yeah, and it looks like the Rubber Ducks are holding pretty well. I think the SoCali gamers are doing better on the clam front, but holding the clam doesn't do you anything. You gotta get them to the end zone.
Yeah, surprisingly, the Octobrush, you'd think it would be working better for them. Maybe they're playing the long game. They have more clams now, but I mean, with the pace that SoCali Gamers has, they could very well just take everything and make the first push.
Yeah, I think Rubber Ducks were being a little bit more methodical with it. They weren't pushing as hard. They were inking, and we're seeing that kind of pay off as they hold a lot of territory. They hold the center.
They still have the overwhelming clam advantage. I guess if they're not being pushed back, they're choosing their moment, and there it is.
This is
with
your
the wipeout
moment.
and the power clam. Step right up.
This is the sort of thing that would really scare me if I were on SoCali. You got the entire enemy team right in your base, right up in your grill. They got their clams. They're pushing. Not what you want to see. There's a cooler out. Everyone's getting refreshed.
The direct hit.
Oh no! Another wipeout for the SoCali gamers. Not what you want to see.
Oh, and they're coming right back. I guess
Swagger
that was the
super jumping in.
I guess that was a strategy after all. Give them some false confidence, make them comfortable, and then the moment you get the wipe, plant that power clam. They they're throwing like crazy. They're throwing like gold arrow sprays right now.
It is not enough to win. You got to make a statement. And I think the Rubber Ducks are here to say this. All of this is ours. You do not get any maps. They all belong to us. All the clams are ours.
It's about sending a message.
That's exactly right. They are burning half the money.
Yeah.
SoCali's got a super clam. They're got to push it a little bit. 2.5 minutes left. Still enough time to make some good moves. But
did they lose both pity clams? Yeah, no, they got wiped. They got wiped.
The
Rubber Ducks telling them, how many times do we need to teach you this lesson?
Rubber Ducks are thinking that this is a death match. They're not even sure that there is an objective.
No, they know. And they're letting SoCali gamers know as well every time they drive the power clam in after they get a wipe. Let's see, his 4th time a charm.
A lot easier to score when there's no defense.
I suppose. Yeah. Defense is not valued like it used to be.
They say defense wins tournaments, but maybe not here. I think Rubber Ducks offense is really driving it hard. Another barrier broken.
Well, sometimes the best defense is a good offense, and Rubber Ducks is demonstrating that perfectly, and they take the second 3-0 that we've witnessed.
Shut it down. These quarterfinals have been honestly some steamrolls, which leads me to think that the semis and the grand finals are going to be something worth watching. So I hope none of our viewers think that we're going to be leaving anytime soon. You're going to want to stick around to see the rest of it, because these are some pulse pounding, action packed matches, and they're only going to get better.
Yep, the sooner the higher we get to the tip of the mountain, the more ruthless these competitors get, and the more action packed these sets will become as a result. We'll just have to see what happens during semifinals.
We may actually get to see a tower control map. That'll be exciting. We haven't gotten to them yet because we've been seeing some steamrolls, but I'm excited for, again, some more knockdown, drag out, evenly matched. I want to go to game 5 on some of these.
Yeah, I'd love to see a game 5 as well. Time will tell if semifinals shows us a couple of sets where the pace gets handed back and forth a little bit rather than being dictated by one team. But we'll just have to wait and see.
Outstanding job by both the Rubber Ducks and SoCali. They both did outstanding job. Excellent teams. Rubber Ducks will move on. Let's see if they have as good of luck in the semifinals. But I think that both teams should be very proud of how they played today.
Indeed, they both put on a show, and they both had to go through some really formidable talent in order to get to this point in the first place. So props to both of them.
And I with that, I believe we are done with the quarterfinals. Going to be moving on to semifinals. Going to be more exciting matches for you folks to watch. So don't change that dial. Don't go anywhere just yet. Same squid time, same squid channel. We'll be hitting you with the semifinals. Well, I won't, but Bash Dash will. So thanks for watching. Thanks for having me, and good luck to the rest of the teams as they get to the semis.
Stay tuned. We got something cooking up for you.
Right. Don't get cooked, stay off the hook, as they say.
Welcome back. We are now in semifinals.
Oh, wait. We can hear ourselves up there.
Yeah, we can. Once again, it's the boy Bash. This time I'm joined by Fufu. How you doing?
I am doing lovely. I am glad to be back here. Honestly, I'm just glad to be back here on the commentary stand because we have the setting getting a little bit darker behind us, and we have some amazing matches come up here as we approach our semi. Well, no, we have our semis already. Yeah,
Yes.
Our semifinal matches here ready for us.
We're still on best of 5, but this time we are doing counter picks. There was a
Yes.
little bit of confusion before, but now, no doubt, after this first map, it will be the teams that dictate where we go next. Rubber Ducks maintains their spot on stream, this time playing against Triggerfish Zone's Supremacy.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, we saw a pretty dominant performance from Rubber Ducks last game where they were able to take their set 3-0 without too many problems. And Trigger Zone's Supremacy has been on a roll this event as well, winning, obviously both of these teams made it all the way up this far into the bracket. And I want to see how they're going to duke it out.
100%. We are on zones, but not on Camp Triggerfish. we are once again going to Umami Ruins. The elevation plays a little bit of a different role when playing on zones because the zone is that platform in the middle, if I remember correctly.
Yes. That platform in the middle is going to be the big difference here in Umami zones, which differentiates from pretty much a lot of other zones maps. It's like you do have to take that center spot if you want control of the map here. So let's see how these teams. I do like that pencil coming out, and I do love the ledge camping option with that machine. And of course, we are seeing that pencil from the side of Triggerfish Zone Supremacy from the side of Shiny.
We got a pencil on both squads.
Yes.
The machine maintains its position. This time playing against a tri-slosher and 2 different shots.
Indeed. And it looks like Rubber Ducks is able to get that first advantage here, able to take care of that center, able to take a pick on the shot on top of that. But these strikes from Triggerfish Zone Supremacies are trying to help make a little bit more extra space as they are facing a little bit of fire from the rest of the members. Still, neither team, oh, never mind. Rubber Ducks is able to get that first cap on the zone, bringing some points to the board here. But it's going to be a scrap at center still with people going down left and right. 2 go down the Triggerfish Zone Supremacies, leaving Rubber Ducks still with that man advantage.
They are trading like the NASDAQ right now. And VRF's Slosher is working overtime. Rubber Ducks is making sure of that. Triggerfish Zone Supremacy is just waiting for that one breakthrough. They might have it, but it really all depends on how Rubber Ducks' special coordination is.
Absolutely, and the tides have flipped as well, but Triggerfish Zone Supremacy having control of that zone and going in for an aggressive lockout, but it works against them as all of Rubber Ducks is quickly making their way back in those whales, those strikes, and that is 3 down the Triggerfish Zone Supremacy, already flipping the score again.
They thought they were going to make a diversion with that 3v1, but Rubber Ducks was like, nah. It's our time now.
Indeed. It looks like Rubber Ducks is able to keep this advantage here. I like where they're positioned here. They're not going in for a full lockout, but they're definitely, they're still holding that space. Zuka comes out, unfortunately not able to find anyone, but it doesn't stop Triggerfish Zone Supremacy from getting these strikes out and getting one of those zones neutralized.
Yeah, that was a really good dodge from that Ink Zuka, but it looks like Triggerfish Zone Supremacy is advancing a little bit more. They're in a position where maybe they're able to ink a little bit. Pepe's trying to make an advance, but Rubber Ducks is just not having it.
Yeah, it looks like Triggerfish Zones wants to play at their own pace, but Rubber Ducks is not allowing them to play the game that they want. Triggerfish Zones has to get that advantage state once more if they want to turn this into their own tempo. And it's going to get a little bit dicey here because, they are on the back end here. They are unfortunately at those loss of points.
Indeed. Rubber Ducks is being the DJ right now, and Triggerfish Zone Supremacy can't do much but dance to their tempo right now.
Yep. This is practically their last chance to get into the zone, and with their members dropping down, it's going to be incredibly tough. It's going to be practically a miracle here for Triggerfish Zone Supremacy to get here on the board once more here. They're able to keep that zone neutralized for a bit, so it's a good stall. And 2 down on Rubber Ducks. This might be their chance.
Ooh. Yeah, all right, Pepe. There you go.
Yes, sir.
Slapping 64 penalty points onto Rubber Ducks, sending them to Bob-omb Battlefield. Shout out to the Snipe Rider for keeping their game alive, honestly.
Yeah, people forget just how well Pencil can hold area sometimes. It has an insane amount of paint and kill power. So now the tides have turned, and Triggerfish Zone Supremacy's turn to hold this zone is now in their hands here, Bash.
Shiny isn't exactly winning the sniper duel, but they're maintaining a lot of good paint pressure. In fact, Triggerfish Zone Supremacy is playing a little bit more passive than they were before, but then again, they are allowed to as they're whittling the points down. Rubber Ducks finds a hole in their defense, though, as they're about to advance. Can they get the zone? Triggerfish Zone Supremacy is maintaining one of the halves, and I think was that a Zuka? Yeah,
yes,
it was.
Sir.
Pepe is just shutting them down. Once again, you hear the Windows XP sounds.
Indeed.
Oh, and they've taken the lead. They've taken the lead.
What a lead swap there. An incredible hold there from Triggerfish Zone Supremacy. They're going to be trying to hold this, trying to get the knockout. Strikes are coming out. But they did get 2 down on Rubber Ducks, so that is still an advantage take there for Triggerfish Zone Supremacy, stopping the last one alive with one of their other members. Almost going down, but just barely escaping the fire. Triggerfish Zone Supremacy, they are in control of the zone again, but now they have a bunch of penalty points to go through and a minute left here, Bash.
Now this is a competition. Yeah, a minute and 6 seconds left. I mean, they've got a lot of penalty points to overcome. Triggerfish Zone Supremacy is shortening theirs, but Rubber Ducks, with one really good push and really good defense after the fact, they might still be able to win this.
Oh!
I spoke too soon.
For Triggerfish Zone Supremacy. That's such a good play. That's going to help them hold this for a lot longer here. Things are getting spicy here on the field. none of these teams are going to be letting up here. We are seeing those strikes come out from Rubber Ducks here in a bit. Yep, there they go. There's their calling call to retake right here. But they're coming in with the tree as well to stall them a little bit more.
All right. Rubber Ducks is trying to poke a hole. They just got to make sure not to get picked like that again. And they get the penalty points. 20 seconds left. All right. It's all on their defense now.
Yeah, Triggerfish Zones for the first time since the beginning of the match is now going to be put on that defensive stance. So they really have, they have time here. They have to get to those penalty points, and they are able, as long as they're able to, get themselves into the field, I think they still can retake this here. But it's going to take a second. Oh!
Okay, Pepe going for a direct hit. Oh,
They're going
they
for the other
might.
zone.
Wait. Okay. Beam and Sov are keeping it covered. Swagger showing off a little bit of swagger.
Yes,
Very good shots off of the Snipe Rider. Oh, but there it is.
And
There
just
it is.
like that, Triggerfish Zone Supremacy is able to get their hand in the game. And I think they started by neutralizing them. They split their team half and half. I think it was one of their shooters was there on that left zone and was able to get a hold on that whilst they were distracted on the right. And ultimately, we got the picks, and that was it. What a close game.
Indeed. Yeah, the momentum was changing hands all over the place. All it took was one good push, just having the advantage at the right time, and that's what gave Triggerfish Zone Supremacy the win for that first map. But you still got to hand it to Rubber Ducks. Triggerfish Zones served them the spiciest three-piece to put every fast food joint out of business, but Rubber Ducks still stayed strong.
Absolutely here. And what I want to know is during that game, it really could have been an 100-0 match for Rubber Ducks. Triggerfish Zone Supremacy was very much on that back end for most of the time. And I think they were able to find a moment where they reset and they were able to gather themselves and say, okay, this is what we have to do. This is what we have to change. Because they were harshly staggered. And they went, okay, we got to do this together. And I think that was the turning point towards the middle of the game where they're like, okay, we know what we have to do. Now execute.
Gotta agree. It was just about building up that plan, executing it at the right time, and then at that point, just staying prepared for whatever the opposition comes up with.
Have a son.
Yeah.
We didn't get to see it. But, Bash, it looks like our next map is ready. Do you want to?
Yep, we're swapping the three pieces for seafood as we're going to Hagglefish Market for some tower control.
Woohoo! I love me some Hagglefish Market Tower. If you were here earlier, you would have heard me say that already. You already know. Hagglefish Market is one of those early game maps. This was very a constant. It's been a constant. Hagglefish has been a constant since the beginning of comp here. It's technically still an alleyway based map. Hello, it's still an alley based map, but we have you still have those side flanks. You still have a lot of options that you can have here on Hagglefish Market.
Yeah, I'm actually really interested to see how this goes. I don't have a lot of experience doing towers on Hagglefish. I mean, Hagglefish is a good neutral stage with good flanking routes. I'd usually think of zones or a mode where you push the pace like Rainmaker, but tower control is going to be interesting.
Indeed, it's going to be interesting because instead of having that stationary objective, we have a tower that they have to move in. I think that window towards that first and second checkpoint second checkpoint more than anything are going to be these teams' biggest problems here. But those buckets are here to cause a scene.
100%, and it looks like the strategy in terms of weapons hasn't changed much. Both teams seem quite comfortable with what they were running previous. So it all comes down to finding the right opening.
Indeed. I agree right here. And it looks like Triggerfish Zone Supremacy is able to get a little bit more turf on the ground. We're still in neutral state. Wrong. I'm lying. But both of these teams popping their specials, trying to get any space that they can. And the Pencil going down on Rubber Bucks. Two going down on... Oh, no, they're here to trade the ties. They're not letting out just yet. It looks like we're still going to be in that neutral state with members going down on each side here.
Zone Supremacy puts the first points on the board, but it could be too early. Or is it really? Because they bounce back almost immediately.
Yeah.
But Rubber Ducks is just waiting to pounce on that tower.
Indeed, and picks are going out here. That Pencil being able to take an excellent pick on that bucket, which is, we got our buckets are ratty little guys. We know how it is.
100%. And we got the Tacticooler coming down, so any pushes that Triggerfish Zone Supremacy makes can be sustained. It all comes down to getting rid of that Snipe Rider. The Zuka tried it, but couldn't quite.
Yeah, but it still doesn't stop Triggerfish from going in and getting some more points on the tower despite the efforts of Rubber Ducks here. They're moving at the momentum, getting it two down on Rubber Ducks. This tower continues to move. We love our Pencil on tower. Taking a little step to, just move them along.
Indeed. And that was interesting to see the defensive Zuka. Now we got some tri-strikes coming out, but the tacticooler is going to make anything difficult when it comes to just pushing back the offense.
Indeed here. And it looks like they're still continuing to push past the second checkpoint, opting to try and get it through. Picks are going down, mostly on Triggerfish Zone Supremacy side, going 2 down, half, and that's 3 down. That might just be the end of the push, leaving their pencil just to fend for themselves. Rubber Ducks able to successfully stop that push, but at that score of 30.
Yep. Swagger pushing the tower quite well, and now we see a different Snipe Rider moving the tower forward. Swagger was just kind of laying back the
Ooh.
first couple parts of the match, just trying to make sure they were getting some good defensive coverage. But you have to move eventually. The only problem is Triggerfish Zone Supremacy have a lot of inertia. Once they get going, it's hard to slow down.
Indeed, indeed. This map can get really snowballing really quick if you have the right materials to move forward here. And I feel like both of these teams are still really close here, despite, Triggerfish Zones having that was a really good bomb there from Sam. I can't even lie. What an excellent bomb. But no, both of these teams are closer. Like, they're always trading out, but Triggerfish Zones Supremacy is able to go. That is a double. That was a double with the bomb, I think.
Yeah, no, I think so too. But no, you bring up a good point. I mean, they're both having some really good engagements against each other. They're both getting some really good trades. But I think we saw this at the same as the previous map, which is why Rubber Ducks kind of had to try to force the comeback. Even though they're pretty even on engagements, Triggerfish Zone Supremacy is just doing a little bit more when they win those engagements.
Yeah, I think what happens is they have someone in the back always to jump to, except this one time, this is where we see Rubber Ducks getting a lot more a lot more forward here than center. And I think they're just able to continuously hold pressure even if their 2 went down, which I think what's led them to that 26 push.
Mm-hmm. But good effort from Rubber Ducks. They got a couple points on the board. There were tri-strikes everywhere just now. Special control is going to be really important during the end of the match, I feel like.
Oh, absolutely. Here, staggering your special is going to be huge. And I do want to note that Triggerfish Zone Supremacy just went 3 down. So Rubber Ducks actually might be seeing their opportunity to push forward. As you're seeing all of this turf here, turf turn yellow here as Triggerfish Zone Supremacy is forced on the back. Specials are starting to come out, and Rubber Ducks is taking as much space as they can.
Mm-hmm. Shiny now finding themselves in Swagger's position where they have to hang back and try to get some good picks in order to shut down the defense. But even with all those tri-strikes, it took them a while.
Yeah, it took them a while. They're going to be trading 1 for 1 here on that ramp. But it looks like they're able to, delay at least Rubber Ducks' push right there. So they do have to, again, put a bigger stop because those the checkpoints are getting a little close here.
Yeah, a reminder that even though they have the advantage, they still got to work for every inch. This is semifinals right here.
Yeah, and it's also single limb. We don't have a second bracket. So once you're done here, you are done.
Indeed.
Ooh! They're able to get the wipeout here. Triggerfish Zone Supremacy with a huge man advantage. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, they were reminded that it was a single limb tournament and they got shook a little bit.
They're like, oh crap, we gotta lock in, fellas. We gotta lock in.
Yup. And that wipeout is a heck of a statement. DRF just hanging back, just taking free refills of that tacticooler.
Yes, sir. And I think the goal for Triggerfish Zone Supremacy is to get us just further this lead as much as you can, or at least ideally knock it out. Oh, wait, no, we actually have 20 seconds left. They might actually deal to stall it because they have 2 members here left. So Rubber Ducks is already at that advantage. They're already ready to retaliate. 10 seconds left, but this is their last chance to try and push for this lead back.
Yeah, they once again, Triggerfish Zones can just play the passive role, make Rubber Ducks trip over themselves. All they need to do is force one mistake, and that's curtains. The mid-air shot.
That's my sniper.
Olympic style.
Yeah, no, Shiny has been very on those mid-air snipes. I can't even lie. But Triggerfish Zone Supremacies with a wipeout at the end and a pretty dominant game, if you ask me. Able to take game 2 of 5.
Taking the 2-0 lead. Will they keep the trend going of 3-0s? Or will Rubber Ducks force the game 5?
Rubber Ducks gotta lock in. We gotta lock in.
Cleveland Cavaliers style. We are in the Bay after all.
Is that a sports reference? Question mark.
Yeah, the Warriors blew a 3-1 lead.
Interesting. I don't count that with sports so much. I'm all ears, is what I'm saying.
Yep. But anyways, yeah, Rubber Ducks is gonna have to think real careful about what their next counter pick is, knowing that even if they win this map, they will not get to choose the stages anymore. So they really need to find the exact right map mode combo to not only win, but to get the momentum.
Indeed, right here. And I feel like their best bets are anything other than zones or clams. Actually, no, they also have a pencil. so they can actually deal with those maps. So it really is. They have any map in their disposal. Counter picks. The only counter picks that are locked are for Triggerfish Zone Supremacy because they've won both games. They really have the opportunity to pick out anything that they choose to be. It could be their ace map. Take out your ace map. That's what the map you want to reset and what you think is going to help you change your momentum or change what's the word? What's the momentum?
Yes.
To get it going. You need to get that ball rolling. And right now that's Triggerfish Zones right now.
If I was them, I'd be looking at all of the close engagements. Most of them have been on the favor of Triggerfish Zone Supremacy, but try to analyze those engagements that went a little bit more in their favor.
Yes.
See what pace of play they were playing at, and then maybe inform the map decision from there.
Yeah, because there's a lot that can change between matches. A lot of these teams are built to adapt in game. So these teams are high level to top level players. Like they know what they're doing for the most part. And I'm excited to see how Rubber Ducks is going to find that point where they can adapt and move it forward.
Yep. Figure out what could, I guess, trip up their equilibrium a little bit. I mean, Triggerfish Zone Supremacy is comfortable now, but if Rubber Ducks can find what they need to shake them up a little bit, then that could set some pace for the rest of the set.
Absolutely here. I couldn't agree less. Like I'm honestly really excited to see how this ends up. I really want to know if Rubber Ducks is going to just come back. They're going to lock in, lean forward in their chairs, and try to take a match here. Or if Triggerfish Zone Supremacy is going to push this forward even further.
I think we have a decision on the map mode.
Oh, we do. Mahi
Spot zones on Mahi Mahi Resort.
Oh, we love our Mahi Mahi Resort. Who doesn't love Mahi?
I mean, it's still almost kind of summer in back in Sacramento. It gets up to 90 degrees some days. I could take a dip in the resort right now.
See, I feel like I could go for a dip. We also we're also in the 90s to 100s back home. So I'm not from here. I'm from AZ. We're around that home state.
But yeah, no, this is gonna be interesting because Mahi Mahi is that map, right? Where it's like you've got the water all around you and the terrain is kind of, I don't want to say uneven, but there's a lot of jumping you got to do. So maybe making them think about movement could be the play.
Could be. We also change maps essentially once we get past that 50 point. So that's something to keep in mind, whether you're going to want to force that water to drop or, you got to play it. You want to hold it to 50 anyways. But it looks like there's not a lot of change in the. I actually know that Stamper coming out is that biggest change from the set of Rubber Ducks.
Oh, yeah. No, that could increase the pace.
Which is not a bad idea because it can chip off. It still plays off the rest of the weapon.
It's like Rubber Ducks is saying, watch your step. We've got a wet floor. And I'm not talking about the band in the Splatoon video game series.
But I think that one's a banger too. I mean, we love it.
Yeah, we do. But anyways, Triggerfish Zone Supremacy doesn't seem the least bit phased as they're putting on some good paint. Shiny is hanging back, but they're looking to get some direct shots, and they take control. They don't take control first.
Ooh, that wall was nasty. How did you live that? How did you live that? I'm genuinely like, how did you live that? Because that wall, there he goes. The fake game to pick him up later.
Are we playing Splatoon or DDR?
Dude's moving. Bro's hitting all the notes he needs.
100%, making the most tech skill heavy melee players bow their heads in shame.
Exactly.
The water level is dropping. This is the uneven terrain we were talking about.
Yep, and it looks like Rubber Ducks is going to be put in a bad spot right here with the strikes. This placing the material coming in and cleaning up. We love our buckets. And Triggerfish Supremacy is still half down right here as the members of Rubber Duck return to the zone.
This is dangerous. This is supposed to be the time when Rubber Ducks gets it together. But they might find themselves getting shipped home early.
Yeah, because these guys have played their Mahi before. Ooh! Crossfire right here, but it's not going to stop them from taking the zone. No, they're going in for Crossfire. Triggerfish Zone Supremacy doing what they can to try to stop Rubber Ducks from taking that zone. Doing so successfully. 5 more. Well, there we go. 5 more ticks until
There it is. There it is. There it is.
Triggerfish Zone Supremacy with a 3-0 sweep. Give it up. Get some claps for these guys. Come on.
Shiny with one of the greatest trades I have ever seen in Splatoon. A trade that you could not get away with on Steam. My goodness.
Some excellent shots there. We love our pencil gaming. Well, oh my God. Triggerfish Zone Supremacy was just able to basically sweep that last game, if you ask me.
Shiny writing the end of the story with that pencil as Triggerfish Zone's Supremacy checks in to Grand finals.
They checked their ticket, hole punched and everything, and they are moving on to grands exactly as you said. I'm excited to see what they're going to bring even then.
But who will be their opponent?
That's a bigger question. That's what we're going to be finding out next here, Bash, because our next set is going to be fun. I think it's going to be, if I'm not mistaken, I'm going to check that. Hold the stand for me.
Please do. We will find out who is up next soon enough. Okay. Yeah, on crack, I should remember, is making their return.
Mr. New Zealand is our other team.
Mr. New Zealand.
And still semis. Yeah, that's here's the thing. This cast, between us two, is going to be semis. So we're basically streaming every set
Yes.
from here now until the end of the tournament.
Yes, which is 2 of them.
Yes, sir. I love these sets have just been amazing right here.
Oh, this has been a spectacle and a half. Either way, I think they're prepping. Are we going straight into it, or are we taking a break?
Going to break? We're going to break. So, we are going to be going on a little bit of a break, but do not be going anywhere because we have a lot more Booyah Bay action up and waiting for you guys as our next set of finals is getting set up. See you in a sec.
Stay tuned. Get some water. Stay hydrated. You're gonna need to be with how crazy this next set's gonna be.
Yes, sir. Hello, everybody. Welcome back here. We are back from our break. We are still in semifinals, and that means we have an amazing match up and ready for you guys. But before I get ahead of myself, I am joined by the lovely Bash Dash. Do say hello.
Hello.
Come on. Introduce yourself. Come on. Well, we know who you are. You're iconic at this point. You've been here for a second.
I appreciate it. But yeah. We are back for the second round of semifinals. And we got Mr. New Zealand versus On Crack.
Oh, this is going to be good. On Crack is a team that I know. These guys are absolutely here to throw hands. And I believe Mr. New Zealand is actually our first seed of the set.
Indeed.
If I'm like, yeah, Mr. New Zealand right here as our first seed, and On Crack is our seed 4. Interesting. Oh, they were interesting. Yeah, they got results there, Mr. New Zealand, if you ask me.
Yeah. So
Oh, right, you're going right
we
in.
should be in for a somewhat close one.
Indeed. Oh, Timmy Gugadumo is going to be interesting along with Pencil.
Oh, and a carbon roller. So pace is the name of the game this time.
Oh, Vera on Carbon is going to be a deadly combo. It looks like On Crack actually has the weapons to support that paint as well to let that carbon go away. But also, Mr. New Zealand has a lot of paint on their side as well.
All right, so Mr. New Zealand immediately setting the pace. Yeah, On Crack is not getting a lot of breathing room, honestly. Yeah, Muty putting some good paint on. She, of course, has been in the game for a minute.
Indeed. But it looks like Mr. Zealand is ready to make some moves. They are already putting On Crack on lockout, not hesitating 1 second. Again, 30 seconds in, and they are already almost halfway down with these points here. Ooh, an excellent pick on that jetpack as well. It looks like On Crack is trying to make that retaliation, though, but they're going to be going 3 down in the process. Not able to get some picks from behind, though. Oh, going down to the pencil, though.
I like that movement from Kanan, but yeah, just the Snipe Rider just sealed their fate there.
Indeed. And these points continue to crack down for Mr. New Zealand. On Crack has to find an answer, and very soon, because their last chance to get into the zones is approaching. Specials are coming out from them, but it's not enough to quite get them in fully just yet. They still have to fight a lot just to get in with. Oh, wait! This might be their opportunity. Nope.
Yeah, nah. Blink and you miss it. Mr. New Zealand just immediately made a statement, and it was just. They moved so quickly you couldn't even think about it.
Indeed. Just 100-0, just like that. I didn't even think we got to half down on that time at all.
Not even close.
That is some amazing gaming there from Mr. New Zealand with a dominant game one. They are moving on that momentum. They are not here to play games. But that means counterpick.
Yeah, On Crack is going to have to think long and hard about how to set the pace there. They're going to need to crack down on Mr. New Zealand and fast. Otherwise, it's going to be very difficult for them to regain any momentum they lost.
Indeed. So they're going to have a bit of an uphill battle to fight here on Crack. With Mr. New Zealand, especially taking that quick of a game. Again, Umami does get a little nasty on that defense, though. I do not blame them at the same exact time. So I want to see if a map change is going to help them center themselves, and regather themselves, and get themselves going here.
Yeah, I remember them being pretty good on the aggro last time we saw them play, but of course, Mr. New Zealand was covering all kinds of ranges, so they may need to inject some strategy into their play.
Indeed. And it's like, I don't even think they got the chance to strategize too hard in that last game, just of how fast it went. That was definitely a whoa, how are we keeping up moment. So I want to see if the pace is going to change with Mako Mart Tower.
Yeah, I feel like this is a counter pick that's designed to induce a more deliberate style of play.
Yeah, Mako Mart is, again, another staple map, such as Hagglefish, as we saw last set. It's been here since the beginning of the beginning of time. We had Mako Mart. Either it's usually zones, but Tower is also going to be very fun here.
Yeah, like in most modes, Mako Mart is just that map where you have light cover and a lot of open space, but in tower control, with the way the tower goes and the changes of verticality, the pace, I don't know if you can play as quickly. On Crack is going to try anyways, but it really comes down to just having the better strategy and the better coordination.
Yeah, absolutely. Here, both of these teams quickly making their way there to center. We're going to see which one is going to get that advantage to bring that tower in their favor here. Walls coming out. OnCrack is actually able to get that first pick, but strikes coming out from Mr. New Zealand to try and prevent OnCrack from moving any too far. But, picks continue to happen on the field in the favor of OnCrack, moving that tower, getting that momentum going.
Indeed. And that Inkjet is making sure that Mr. New Zealand cannot advance too close. Just getting right behind where Muti's effective range is.
Exactly. That
But
pencil.
couldn't dodge at that time.
Yeah, Pencil also going to be going down there with an excellent pick from Vera. Vera with a
slow
double.
down.
We love our garbage in this hollow. Vera is not wasting any time right here. Able to go for another pick. Excellent on Crack quickness. We're seeing a whole different team that we saw from last game.
Oh my goodness! That's got to be a 5 at this point. 6.
Make it 7. Don't be
From point blank! Vera is angry as heck right now, and they are not going to take it anymore. Muti finally shuts them down, but my goodness, Vera. You did not have to do that to them.
Absolutely here for blood, and they're not afraid to show that. Down to 7, but
Vera's back for more.
What are you on? They're going in. This track, they keep going. They just don't. Mr. Zealand doesn't know how to respond to that. And we are seeing that up front as OnCrack continues to move this tower, looking straight for that lockout, but Strike's coming out here to prevent that, taking off vision on the tower. Just do what they can. Just do what they can to stop that tower.
Rydia just being like, nah, we ain't doing that again. And they've got a big bubble. I don't know if they're going to place it on the tower, if they're going to wait a little bit. They're just trying to put some paint on at that point. Careful of the fizzy bomb.
Yeah, indeed. It looks like New Zealand is making their way back to neutral. OnCrack already trying to put some even more pressure with that Zuka. Able to find one pick, but not without getting straight to find another Zuka. Oh my god, this one back.
Oh, but the Inkjet, yeah, they're just going at each other with specials back to back.
There is no moment of rest in this game between these two teams. And it looks like, yeah, because Mr. New Zealand, has yet to put points on the board. Nico?
Ooh,
Yo?
You do not want to have that dodge roll right in front of that suction bomb. Very good dodge at the end, Nico.
And Vision is barely able to get away with their life, forcing a jump out. So Mr. New Zealand is finally getting that first push for themselves in this game. Cooler's out, so we got that step on the gas button up and ready for us here, Bash.
Mr. New Zealand putting their first points on the board, and there's the bubble, but it's
There they
shrinking
go.
quick. Okay, Vera, what are you going to do? But yeah, no, Mr. New Zealand, even with a team as well equipped as they are, they're going to need to go on a generational run to just decrease the lead that OnCrack has on them.
Yeah, right now OnCrack has definitely locked in. Like they said, okay, we have Mako Mart, we go, we shmove. And look at that excellent pick. And I think it's Carbon is just having an absolute look at that.
Oh my
dude,
goodness.
I knew Vera was kind of cracked, but like, oh my god, dude.
Snapping on them like a camera, putting Mr. New Zealand, every team member of Mr. New Zealand in their cringe compilation.
That is an insane statement, dude. No, yeah, we're just seeing consistent plays here from On Crack right here. I think what they're doing is they're giving a lot of setup to their Carbon to make those plays. And why we're able to see Vera do such insane plays right here is because the rest of their members are setting them up, getting those extra picks, getting that space. Unfortunately, that's not able to get what they need to, but Nico put it in a bad situation or not. Oh, wait, they actually got the Carbon. That might be a good idea for New Zealand to get themselves going.
Now it's Nico's turn to turn up the volume. Yeah, unfortunately, that Inkzuka could not do too much, but very good bomb placement right there.
Absolutely here. And things are going to start heating up again very soon with 1 minute left on this match here. New Zealand able to get those 2 picks. Excellent picks. Maybe some early strikes, but it doesn't stop the fact that they have man advantage here. The thing is, they have the luxury of not having to bring this to a full knockout, but just getting extremely close to one. Bubble. Excellent bubble there. This might just be what they need to just keep it going.
Yeah, the bubble is no more. Dally made sure of that, but very admirable run from Mr. New Zealand. One of the members right there trying to push him back a little bit, trying to overextend. Best defense is a good offense type principle. But even with that, and even with the toxic ink, On Crack is putting up a very solid defensive effort.
Absolutely here, but it looks like Mr. New Zealand's tower is not all the way back just yet. On Crack making their way to center here, just trying to find any pick that is going to give them any sort of advantage once more. With the half of their members marked, though, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to get moving exactly where we want to. 10 seconds left. On Crack, all they have to do is hold this, and this game is theirs.
Ooh, 4 seconds left.
Oh,
they can't lose the tower.
This is their last chance. This is quite literally their last chance. On Crack going 2 down here. This is where you do not want to panic. If you're either team, Canada able to find a pick on that defense. And as the members are starting to pull in cooler on the side of New Zealand. But with the jetpack,
wait. There it is.
Cracks, evening the score 1-1.
The snipe with the inkjet to bring it home. And now we officially have a series.
We have our 1-1 score. We just watched an entirely different team right here, Bash.
Yeah. It's kind of like they woke up and they remembered their team name was On Crack, so they had to be cracked. No slowing down the pace right here.
Yes, sir. Look at the wave. Look at the wave. Look at the wave. Ah.
Yeah.
Just see the wave, just like what? So we just saw a completely different team from game 1. I'm kind of in shock, honestly. I really like the setup that On Crack was able to have. It was quite literally they set up everything and said, "Go, Mace Girl," with their Carbon.
100%. Yeah, they're definitely going to want to maintain that momentum. Of course, Mr. New Zealand probably has a crazy counter pick coming up.
It's going to get whimsical, is what I'm hearing. I'm waiting to see where that counter pick is going to be. Also, I think it's funny because this dog came from one of the members of On Crack. Look at that. Put it together. Yes, sir.
But no, this is gonna be pure comedy right here. Adam Sandler in his prime will not be able to write it funnier than this.
That's insane. We have a cat. I'm sorry. It gets chroma keyed. A cat. It's such a cutie.
But yeah, Vera was on something. I don't know if that carbon roller was graphite right in the fates of the members of Mr. New Zealand, or Diamond putting all the pressure on him with all the sharpness. But they were putting that carbon roller to work, and I expect to see it again.
Yeah, well, if you could set up any roller really of any kind, it's profit. It's literally set them up, let them get kills. Excuse me, profit. My water. Look, my voice is gone.
Uh-oh.
Keep the mic hot for me, will you?
All right. So we're still waiting on a counter pick, but all we know is that Mr. New Zealand is not going to take this lying down. I've seen some of their other sets all across this tournament. If there's one thing that they're good at, it's just absolutely ruthless aggression. So I'm fully expecting them to come up with Clamblitz on Barnacle and Dime. I mean,
I love Clamblitz.
That's a pretty neutral map mode combo, I want to say. So maybe back to basics is all they need.
I might just need another halls, man. I think you gotta keep the mic hot just a little bit longer. Let me yap about Barnacle and Dime super quick, and then I'll go grab one.
But yeah, with the way that previous match went,
you
you need to think about, like, is their battle plan going to be to increase the pace further, or are they going to try to slow it down to a certain pace? I mean, with the weapon loadouts that Mr. New Zealand typically uses, they like to try to do a little bit of everything. So I don't know if their objective is necessarily to trip up on Crack, but maybe that situation on Mako Mart was specialized to the point where their mindset is, let's keep them honest. And already we're off.
Oh, wait, we just got back here and we blink and the game has already begun. Both of these teams looking for center. Those are super quick strike, but they're going to be going down here. Kaden able to take an excellent pick off their striker and already taking a flank and taking a pick off. What a huge pick. And that is a collapse here. Oh, the Zimmy's the last one left trying to run for their lives. Kaden continues to make that space. Oh, we already moving and moving.
Yep, the shots are back. The Carbon is back on the side of On Crack. We've got the Glugas still on the side of Mr. New Zealand. Plus, I believe that's a mini Splatling.
It is. We do have a Zimmy going on. I think it's a regular. No, that might be. I don't know. It's something.
Okay, and On Crack already putting the first points on the board. I don't know if I'd be that haphazard, but I guess they were thinking Mr. New Zealand is not a team to be trifled with. Take any opportunity you can get.
I think right here is that they're able to mess with their mental a bit, continuing to like prove that presence, so that they're able to have nasty openings right here, and they're able to continuously collapse on members in New Zealand. I think this is why they're able to get away with a lot more than what they were able to during those first match.
Yep, they threw 56 points worth of. Oh no, I spoke too soon. Was that a power clam or was that just like? No, it wasn't a power clam, but it was a whole bunch of clams being planted at once. Way to keep the offense alive just for that extra bit. Of course, they're gonna have a lot of penalty points on, but Mr. New Zealand has their work cut out for them.
It's only a power climb and a half here worth the penalty. But Jetpack are already coming out from the side of On Crack, trying to make some noise already. Just one more shot on that Guga, and whoop, there they go. But they're going to be going 2 down right here on On Crack, so New Zealand is looking to push very soon. As the ball point is the only one left to fend for the basket, and it's not going to be enough because that basket is broken. Mr. New Zealand making a push of their own.
Muty making a retreat, presumably for that pity clam. Oh wait, no, she's picking up some others. Oh no, Nico's got the pity clam, and they plant. And a third!
And they keep going, This
and
one with
Ziff
clams. That is...
with the booyah, the statement at the end, being like, okay, no, we can play this game too.
We can play that game. 2 can play that game, and they are looking for huge pushes here. Is what we see. We're barely halfway through the game. Both of these teams have made it down past the halfway point in their points.
Vision picking up some more clams. They've got the pity clam, but they're not making any sudden moves just yet because they already know Mr. New Zealand's got those specials on deck. But they've got the Trizuka waiting to intercept that jump. Ooh, the direct hit with the splat bomb.
And I think members of On Crack were there, so they actually got collapsed on them. Just the Jet Defense themselves, and it's not going to last very long because that pencil's able to take them out on top of that. New Zealand already coming in to put themselves in that offensive position once more.
Trading left and right like Pokemon cards on a playground. But it looks like Mr. New Zealand has the slight advantage. On Crack trying to shake him up a little bit. I don't know what was maybe that was just a failed pass, but okay, Muty with the direct hit. Now she's got the clam. They're just waiting.
That can be devastating.
Oh, but okay, good fire from the splash wall. Very good splash wall placement and the big bubbler. And Mr. New Zealand hits them with the per my last email saying, nah, you got to be reminded of what you're going up against.
Yeah, and On Crack really just have to get their defenses going here, able to stop them from even getting past those penalty points. If they are here, they were on. They got to move towards center here. That was so English right here.
100% textbook. But yeah, Dali's got a power clam. They've got another pity clam waiting. We'll see if they can play the long game too. Vision trying to make an opening with the Trizuka, but not necessarily able to get a lot of paint out, at least not immediately.
I think what's interesting is that New Zealand right now, they're actually not engaging on knock Crack. They're trying to find a point where they overextend to pick them off, and they're able to only do it on one player, but it's not going to be enough. Well, actually, there's going to be 2 down here on the side of On Crack, and they're not going to be able to push past their own penalty points here with New Zealand strikes coming out. They're quite literally waiting for On Crack to extend so they can punish.
Yeah, that was one of the biggest "are you sure" moments I've ever seen in a game of Clam Blitz. I don't know that On Crack thought that through all the way. I mean, usually they've been really good when they turn the volume all the way up to 11, but that time Mr. New Zealand had some ear protection.
Some air protection is crazy. And it looks like Mr. New Zealand has 2 power climbs in their possession. I think they're going to be trying to just flat out knock this out. Booyah Bomb coming in. That second one is not quite in. There it is. And that is it. Mr. New Zealand setting game 3 in their favor.
Indeed. but we could get another crazy counter pick from On Crack.
Yep. It looks like the momentum hands are just trading because Mr. New Zealand quickly taking the first one to On Crack, taking the second one to Mr. New Zealand, just taking it right under the nose of On Crack. I like their plan of just waiting for On Crack to move forward because they have to set their carbon up. That's what they're mainly playing around.
Rainmaker
Oh.
on Humpback. Okay, so we're pushing pace again. The only thing is, even if they make it to game 5, they're gonna need to figure out exactly what they need to do in order to make sure that they survive the counter pick of Mr. New Zealand, because they've been pretty good with their own counter picks, but in a neutral environment, they haven't been able to find the special thing in order to bring things in their favor. The same old herbs and spices ain't gonna cut it. They need to go back to the test kitchen.
I think we gotta go back to Macklemore, Bash. We can't go back to Macklemore. The only one that can go back to Macklemore is Mr. New Zealand. I don't think
Yeah.
they're gonna be going back to Macklemore here. So that's gonna be interesting because Humpback, Pump Track, Rainmaker, might be hated if I'm being honest. I don't like this map, but it's it's a huge playground essentially. It's very good for buckets. It's very good for carbons. It's really good for those weapons that want to slosh over ledges. But that also means this map is not safe at any point. Even on one, the tides can turn and it's instant.
Yeah, this whole map is one big flanking route.
Yup. And we're getting ready to go. Both of these teams. I want to see what's going to be happening here. The Google Deco actually came out on the field. But did they have Google Deco? No, they didn't. They had a wall last time.
Yeah, they had the regular Googles last time. Okay. It seems pretty neutral so far. I don't know who popped the bubble, but anyone could pick it up. Vision trying to go with the Zuka, trying to wait out some kind of opening, but Vision cannot do anything with the Zuka this time.
Nico already picking the side path to try and get some picks. Able to find one successfully. Trying to find one on the ballpoint. There we go. Nico going in for some picks. They are here to be a menace to society and not letting up as the rest of Mr. New Zealand follow up. Quickly popping that Rainmaker once more. That checkpoint was done. And Azuka's here to save the day on top of that.
The direct hit, frame 1. Almost just like flicked it to line up the shot there.
Yeah, they are not afraid to make a statement here on Mr. New Zealand. We went from quick openings from On Crack to quick openings on Mr. New Zealand. Say, hey, let me give you a taste of your own medicine real quick. But now it is On Crack's turn to retaliate.
Indeed. Tried to clear a little bit of the area with the inkjet, but Mr. New Zealand seems to have center pretty well covered. Oh, I spoke too soon. Vera has found their... Oh, never mind. Never mind.
It's like they just got to wait for the setup there. If they can get that paint on the floor, I think then the carbon can start going in and they're making some waves again because it's those ledges that they want to be covering.
Yeah, make use of all that side cover. Like, remember, this map is the flanking route map, so try not to approach head on. Try to see where you can find an opening. I think Kanan is trying to find something, but Muty is making sure that they don't have a lot of breathing space. Trying to move towards that bubble. Can't quite get the shot off. Has to retreat. But let's see what that Killer Will can do.
Yeah, Killer Will is going to help displace members of Mr. New Zealand right here. And, as On Crack is starting to get a lot more paint in their spot, but it's not going to be quite enough as, whoop, surprise Gulas.
Ooh, all right. Trades all over the place. Oh, and a wipe.
And a wipe to call for it indeed. That is going to put On Crack in a bad spot once more as Mr. New Zealand is trying to get a lot more points here on the board. On Crack has been consistently on the backside during this match here as New Zealand is just consistently putting pressure out. And even when they lose members, they're just consistently being like, wrong, lockout, wrong.
Yeah, it's just, I got to imagine it's overwhelming. And the toxic ink clouds and the sniper shots. They got opportunities to make openings with specials, but they don't really seem to know exactly what they want to do. Their offense their offense needs more identity.
Yeah, right here. And I think they're going to be able to find the direct path that they need, especially after getting this checkpoint and taking 2 members of Mr. New Zealand down. All they have to do is coordinate themselves, get themselves pushing, get themselves going right here. They do have the pencil and the Gugas here on the other side, so they have that chip power on the side of Mr. New Zealand as the rest of members of On Crack actually decide to take a step back, interestingly enough, as one of their own members go down.
Vision loses the Zuka duel. Nico going for another flank. The Rainmaker's been reset, so maybe this is a good position for them.
Indeed, right here. It's like we have 2 minutes left here on the clock, and the stakes are still high. And while Mr. New Zealand is able to sit comfortably at a score of 29 on Crack, I feel like it's like they got. I think they know too that they have to do something soon. and this is not a spot where you want to panic.
Yeah, not at all. I think what's going on here is because Humpback is the way that it is, and during that previous map on Mako Mart, they were able to take a little bit of advantage of all those walls and verticality in order to make use of their area of effect weapons. Now they're having trouble finding that correct opening. I mean, all of their weapons apart from the carbon roller are just direct shot kind of weapons, but they're
Yeah.
just trying to figure out how to get their engagements working.
Yeah, especially because a lot of Mr. New Zealand's weapons have range. Zimmy has range. Gluka has range. Pento has range. The only one that doesn't really have a lot of range is the shot. The shot is the only one on Mr. New Zealand unable, but that is their cleanup. That is a direct shot. Just, okay, we clean up this.
Yeah. Ooh, okay. Vera's getting some good shots now.
Yeah, this is where you want to lock in. Last ditch effort is going to activate just for about for every member on the lobby. And just about 2 seconds, 30 seconds left around on this clock. And things got to get moving for on Crack. You are at your last stand, at your last chance to get something going. Gluka's Nico has been on a roll. Get it? Roll, Doolies.
Okay, but Vera takes him down that time. But yeah, Nico's been putting in overtime this game.
No, absolutely, though. They're getting their check after this one. They're just trying to use that Juka to get some schmooze going. Luckily, all the members of All in Crack are still up and running, but they still have to get all the way down to 30 points. The points take down quick here at the edge, but you have to escape the shots of the Dualies, which is huge right there. As they're trying to find more pigs, you cannot try to rush this. You have time. Just take it one step at a time.
Deliberation,
But
discretion.
the
Oh,
strikes!
no. Yeah.
Oh, that could have almost worked out for On Crack, but New Zealand with some excellent strike placement, ending the game, ending the set, taking it 3-1.
With the 3-1 victory. They seemed like they were about to do something. But then, yeah, those strikes were thrown in the most uncomfortable positions imaginable. Mr. New
Yeah.
Zealand knew exactly what they were doing there.
And an unfortunate end right there for On Crack, but just what an amazing show of strength from Mr. New Zealand to still pick themselves up even after matches where, whoa, this is getting a little silly. So, and they are going to be moving on to grand finals here.
Where they will be facing Triggerfish Zone Supremacy, if I remember correctly.
That one's going to be a good match. That is going to be a good match, if you ask me. But yeah, huge congrats to Mr. New Zealand here for taking the set 3-1. And good job to On Crack for putting on the performance they did, because they did amazing.
100%. Yeah, that was a scrap from start to finish. That Mako Mart match was super entertaining to watch as well. So props to them. Props to every player involved. That was super fun to watch. In any case, make sure you stay hydrated. Make sure you got your popcorn and everything for grand finals, because it is not going to be one to miss. Unfortunately, I will have to take my leave, but Fufu, it's been a pleasure.
It's very much been a pleasure. You didn't. This was so fun. Yep.
I've been Bash Dash. Thanks for having me. Hopefully Booyah Bay can be a regular thing so I can keep on coming. And stay tuned for Grands. It is going to be unmissable.
Don't go anywhere. Hello. We are back with grand finals here at Booyah Bay. We are coming to you live from San Jose, and I'm joined by the amazing Rice, which I think y'all should really know about here. Rice, tell the people who you are.
Yeah, hello, I'm Rice. I'm one of the head TOs for the event today. We are honestly really doing a really good job on staying on schedule right now. We're actually a little bit ahead. So, we love to see that as like a tournament organizer, everything is running as we hope. But yeah, we have our top 2 teams. I'm glad I did the seeding well. They made it easy, but top 2 teams. We had Mr. New Zealand versus Triggerfish Zone Supremacy right now,
Which is seed 1 and 2 respectively. So it's spot on seeding.
I mean, they made it easy. They're good players. They came here for the competition.
Yes.
I don't think Mr. New Zealand would be super interested if they didn't know Triggerfish Zone's already signed up to compete.
They said, "Oh, we got people to throw hands with." They said, "We got people to beef with," and I think they've definitely been showing that strength throughout the tournament. Both of these teams really. So I'm really excited to see how they're going to be duking it out, because these are teams that both of us know here. They know Triggerfish Zone Supremacy.
I mean, I am hosting the whole family of Triggerfish Zone Supremacy. You know, they got to represent Sunset Surge. We got
Yes,
Pepe,
sir.
we got Shiny, we got DRF, and we got Brian on the side of Triggerfish Zone Supremacy. And you want to introduce Mr. New Zealand?
Yes, yes. So we saw him last game. It's Nico who's our Google, or Ziv, Iridia, and Muty. So we've been seeing them absolutely going insane. Ooh, and here we go, Rice.
Yeah, we're loading right into grand finals.
And there's a DC.
Oh, well.
Fellas,
Uh-oh.
we lost DRF.
Hey, you know, DRF, get back in the room.
DRF,
DRF, get in the room.
get in the room. Bro got cucked out of first match.
Hey, it's not a Splatoon land if there is no tech issues. That's
That is
all
very
I'm
true.
saying.
But what we did avoid stereotyping was by being behind schedule.
Hey, we are ahead of schedule. That's quite honestly does not happen at a
very-
Splatoon land.
A very rare event.
You will usually be on time. You're never ahead of time, which, you know, I have to appreciate all the teams just being ready to be here when we tell them to. They're ready to play. They're super like excited. You know, we had so many first comers for this LAN. You know, a lot of people were super appreciative of just being able to play, and I'm glad we were able to get everyone some. Our goal at the beginning was to give everyone minimum 4 sets to play, and I think people really enjoyed that.
Yeah, because we come here to play. You don't want to be taken out within like your first few matches.
Mhm.
So I think that's a very great idea to do here, and especially because we are playing single limb, so we actually, you know, can afford to bring that second bracket into the equation.
Yes, but hopefully no more tech issues. DRF is back into the room. We have Mr. New Zealand on the left side of the screen. Right side of the screen, we have Triggerfish Zone Supremacy.
Whew, this is going to get real interesting real quick here. Both of these teams we know are incredibly strong, and both of these teams are rushing for that zone, trying to see which advantage can get first. We already see Nico with that wall in place, trying to find some picks, along with these strikes. Those are quick strikes from both teams, actually.
Yeah, the counter strikes coming out after Ziv using their strikes first. We do see a 1v1 trade here. They know DRF is there. DRF jumped out at the perfect time. Mr. New Zealand having cap first, but are they going to be able to push up after?
Yeah, because they're able to keep the paint on the zone. Well, for the most part here, as Triggerfish Jones is just doing everything they can, almost staggering into the zone here as the points continue to tick down for Mr. New Zealand. Strikes coming out for Triggerfish Jones, giving them a lot more space right here. But Gulga's able to take down Brian, so they're already on the side, but Triggerfish Jones has that zone.
Yes, they do. And they see Nico here. DRF getting a nice pick onto Nico. Wow, I can English today. And that's 2 down on the side of Mr. New Zealand. Triggerfish Zones has the zone here, and it's going to start pushing up.
Yeah, we already seen Pepe take that side point of view. He does not hesitate at all right here, trying to put that bomb to just move aside the Gugas. Gugas are going to be probably a big problem here for them, especially with all the kill power and the wall in front of them. Strikes everything, and that is also going to be a lead swap for Triggerfish Zone Supremacy as well.
Yes, we can see here, it's kind of a back and forth right now. 1 down from the side of TZS. Pepe with that Trizuka tries to get a pick here. Unable to get that pick on a 1v1 with Ziv. Ziv gets that advantage, and this is going to be the zone hold for Mr. New Zealand.
Yeah, they're swapping hands once more right here as Triggerfish Zone Supremacy is forcing the back burner for the most part right here, as, you know, we've noticed in the past that they kind of play as, instead of pushing too far up, they actually wait for the other team to overextend and then choose to punish instead. That is kind of what they play at.
Yeah, definitely. Nico getting a quick pick on Pepe there, trying to push up, has that Booyah bomb for the continuation, but we see here, a 2-for-1 pick.
Excellent picks right there, forcing Triggerfish Zone Supremacy already back. But Triggerfish Zone is able to strike back just a little bit with 1 extra kill, forcing a little bit of stagger, but they have to go now. It's going to be down to those single digits to try and get that zone in their favor, and time is ticking out. I don't think they're going to be able to do it, and that's going to be game for Mr. New Zealand.
Yeah, Mr. New Zealand, we very back and forth towards the beginning of that game. We can see each side really having holds for themselves, but towards the end, Mr. New Zealand, Nico getting that crazy 2-for-1 with that Booyah bomb, and then their teammate got another pick for the other side, and that kind of just opened the floodgates for them to just hold on to the zone. No one else is allowed to approach.
Yeah, Hammerhead Bridge Lockout also gets kind of nasty sometimes right here. Even if their approach is to punish, they did an excellent job at executing that right here, especially when Triggerfish Zone Supremacy wants to move forward. We know that they like to go.
Yes,
So-
exactly. We are waiting on the counter pick. I think we actually have it pretty fast with the counter pick from Triggerfish Zone Supremacy. Booyah Bay, we had to make Grand Final start on Hammerhead Bridge right behind us,
Oh, is this way? This way? Ah, the bridge.
the bridge.
Yes, sir. We love to see it. I'm taking the Kirby.
Kirby? Oh, Kirby?
Kirby?
Kirby.
Kirby.
Yeah, but I do wonder what Triggerfish Zone Supremacy will be choosing as a counter pick. I'm wondering. Oh, actually, I don't need to wonder anymore. It is Tower Control on Hagglefish Market.
We are back in the building. We are back in the building.
Yes, but Hagglefish Tower Control, a little bit of a different mode for Triggerfish Zones. It's a lot more snowbally once we get past the second checkpoint.
Indeed, indeed. That second checkpoint is the most. Excuse me. The checkpoint. That second checkpoint is probably the most crucial one as well, because that is where that snowball starts there on Hagglefish Market. If you can dominate that window on the right of that checkpoint, you are going to be smooth sailing, because that is the most dangerous spot you can get to.
Yes, and we saw TZS play this map mode earlier. I'm not sure if it was on stream or not, but I think Shiny went 23-1 on Pencil on that map.
Yeah.
Kind of crazy, but loading into the games, same thing. Left side is gonna be Mr. New Zealand. Right side is gonna be Triggerfish Zone Supremacies, and it looks like both teams are sticking with the compositions. Nico on that again, Booyah Bomb Gluga dualies.
Those Glugas have been proven to be absolutely dangerous there in the hands of Mr. New Zealand. So I'm going to see what those Glugas has in store, even more as, whoa! Mr. New Zealand will take 2 down off of Triggerfish Zone Supremacy. They are wasting no time getting those pigs, taking that advantage for them and running with it.
Yeah, we see Rydia ready here, has the bubble ready, probably trying to aggressively push it. I think they get a trade there in their bubble. Ziv pushing in with that bubble position, Muti holding the tower, and this is going to be a lot of points at the beginning for Mr. New Zealand.
Yeah, this is making a statement right now on Mr. New Zealand. Mr. Triggerfish Zone Supremacy has to find an answer for it soon, and I feel like they're putting a lot of focus on this Glugas right here, but having to leave them just because of that Booyah Bomb and focus that tower instead, which they're able to successfully pull back and stop that push at 51.
Yeah, but we have Radii actually far back in the spawn of Triggerfish Zone Supremacy. I think they're looking to get a pick onto Shiny. That's 3 down on the side of Triggerfish Zones. It's just Shiny left holding the defense.
And forced to jump out on top of that to preserve the bit of special that they have in their favor. So this tower finally getting to move. Yeah, after all that time, the tower was not moving for Mr. New Zealand.
Yeah, I think a lot of them were more interested in getting picks, which is really important. But the tower is behind. That's 3 down on the side of Mr. New Zealand. Take it away, Fufu.
Indeed, indeed. So this is now Triggerfish Zone Supremacy to get themselves going with that cooler in their hands. But the Google coming in with that water, so that Google wall is nasty. It's just nasty, man.
Yeah, that Gluga is doing so much work with the wall, with the shots. Ziv trying to go for that flank, but Pepe sees it right away, Zukas them down.
Indeed, indeed. Pepe Zukas go absolutely hard. They're able to punish the Glugas too, which takes off a big thorn in their side as the mini is basically forced to run off on their own here, just trying to get that goal.
Yeah, we see 2 down on the side of Mr. Zealand, 3 down. Pepe with the Zuka. Again, as we said, Pepe Zukas are insane. Gets the pick onto Guga, and that might be the first checkpoint for TZS.
Indeed, that's going to be a lot of extra stagger in their favor as they're rapidly, and I mean rapidly, approaching that lead score. They only need a few more points. That is a lead in the favor of Triggerfish Zone Supremacy. They are going to keep it going. They are on that tower. Actually, I really like that because they're able to check that window as well here, Rice.
Yes, definitely. They break the second checkpoint, and this is what we were talking about. It snowballs so much after the checkpoint. We see Brian there gets traded out, but that's 2 down on the side of Mr. New Zealand, and TCS is still in the other side of the map.
Indeed, indeed, and they're not letting up that pressure, with 2 other members still up pretty close by. That's our an excellent pick on that pencil. What a shot there from Pepe as members just continue to drop for Mr. New Zealand. Triggerfish Zone Supremacy is have that pressure. They are stepping on the gas, right?
Yes, they're stepping on the gas. Wow. They're
They're
stepping on that gas. Shiny does go down to the strikes, but it's just Pepe left and the wipeout on the side of Triggerfish Zones. Mr. New Zealand has a lot of ground to cover. That TCS broke the second checkpoint and got a couple points off that third checkpoint.
Yes, indeed. They were able to, further make that gap. between those scores, which is going to be huge. It could very well come in clutch here for Triggerfish Zone Supremacy. Now, the thing is, they now have to be on that defense against Mr. New Zealand, and they've shown to be really strong on that offense as well.
Yeah, both these teams.
Bro?
That is not okay, Pepe. Pepe got 2 in the opponent's bubble, and that's just going to stop Mr. New Zealand's push. They have to slow down here. But, you know, as I say that, they're still pushing the tower.
Step on the gas, step on the gas, step on the gas. They're wasting absolutely no time right here. Again, Triggerfish Jones is able to quickly get back on their feet right here. I think once they have that momentum going and they're like, okay, we know what we have to do, they're able to quickly put that into use. Yeah, because they're going to be holding this tower. They're going to be trying to, stop them from getting on the tower. Whether they mean basically babysitting it, they're able to get those picks. They're able to do what they need to keep that score in their favor, and they have a minute to stall this out.
Yeah, definitely. And something I do notice about both these teams is they're so good at pushing, but once they try to form a defense, it's really tough. But as I say that, Pepe, tough, unfortunate Zuka pick. But, that's 2 down on the side of Mr. New Zealand. That's a good defense for Triggerfish Zones.
Yeah, this is where you really want to keep yourselves alive, keep yourselves moving, or get some picks here if you are Triggerfish Zone Supremacy. Because with 20 seconds, well, either team really, because these last 20 seconds are going to be that deciding factor of who takes this next game or not.
Yeah, we see both teams. They have the T-Tech. Brian holding on to that GG's strikes. They might just wait for this last few seconds. Brian probably retreating, getting to a good spot. Strikes from behind, actually.
They're
Traded
early, too.
2 down on the side of Mr. New Zealand, and I think this might be the game.
That might be it with the bucket. No, the bucket's going down there. It's off the Pepe trying to make some waves there, but they're not able to hold that tower. They're going to be forced to go into full defense, and with that Booyah Bomb ready from Nico, that might just be no, it's going to be used early here. This is going to get scrappy. It's going to get really, really, really tight real quick.
Yeah, Mr. New Zealand heard me say that might be game, and they said no. We see Ziff here takes down the DRF. Brian is trying to hold 2 people on tower. Plus the bubble. Pepe trying to push your tower.
Get on there.
Come on. The jumping in. The overtime. That's the wipeout for Triggerfish Zones.
Fellas, Mr. New Zealand with an excellent push at the end, taking the lead. The lesson, Rice. Never use your GG strikes early.
And also never have the commentators curse, I guess. I kind of just cursed them because at the end, right when overtime started, Pepe and the rest of their team was ready to get on tower. But it was so unfortunate because right when it started, that's when the strikes finished. So Mr. New Zealand could just stand on the tower.
It was like they were able to waste that second and get on there. So this is going to be extremely tight here because now if Triggerfish Zones wants to win, they have to reverse sweep.
Hey, I will say this. Last week at Sea Battle, there was a reverse sweep in grand finals. I'm not trying to say something.
I wonder who won it.
I wonder who won it. But, Mr. New Zealand even showed in these first 2 games. They are so resilient. That first game, they knocked out. The second game, they did not give up. It looked really tough for them in overtime, but they got the jumps in, they got the picks in, and they were just continuing that pressure in overtime. They were not afraid of that tower being lost.
Absolutely. And, that's what we do. So it's just like, okay, the odds are against us, but it's not over. That score is not to 0. And that's what we love to see here on the field. But what we do also know is that Triggerfish Jones is adapting to Mr. New Zealand as well. As we saw, the game was so much closer by that second game. And I want to see that energy be brought up from Triggerfish Jones. I want to see them reset and move forward. It's just like, okay, this is probably a hit to motivation as well. Let's be honest. But, I trust.
But, game 3, game point for Mr. New Zealand. We are going to Rainmaker Humpback. This is one of the maps where I am expecting Shiny to bring out that Wellstring.
Yes.
This
absolutely.
is also a very strong Tri-Slosher map. So DRF is going to have a really strong time playing around the humps and ledges on this map.
Yes. We also saw that Mr. New Zealand was also pretty fast on this map last time as well. So it looks like both of these teams have experience and are pretty resilient on this map in particular. But I see why Triggerfish Zones took it. 2 of their weapons benefit greatly from this map mode.
Definitely. But game point for the side of Mr. New Zealand. If they win this, they take the set. But double Tri-Slosher coming out from the side of Triggerfish Zone Supremacy. 1 original, 1 nouveau version.
Indeed. So we're going to have double color still on the field. And that Jet, I think, is going to be really great as the Pencil's going to be basically the only one that's going to be able to counter that reliably on the side of Trigger Vision Zone. But they're also going to be going one down here. Unfortunately, their shot going down as Mr. New Zealand tries to keep making moves. Taking a second, taking a third on the Trigger Fish Zone supremacy. They are going to be moving this fish forward. Get that big fish moving.
Yeah, we see Nico backed up a little bit for that cooler, trying to push back in, but they are marked. But they might take this flank route. Pepe
Ooh.
gets the pick on the Rainmaker, tries to make more of a action in mid, having that 1v1 with Ziff, but they have to pop this Zuka for it.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, not able to find anything with that Zuka. Trying to find a second one. Oh, that Zuka RNG. Not RNG. The Zuka lottery. We know how that is. Oh,
Yeah, but
Jelly.
the Jelly, but we do see Shiny does take that alternative checkpoint. Very smart of them. The rest of the team on Mr. New Zealand was not really looking at it. That's the delayed wipe for TZS, and Ziff is starting to push up here.
Yes, indeed, right here. And Ziv able to take a pick on DRF. Yeah, that's DRF. Both of them, really. But not without getting picked off by Shiny's Welshing right there. It looks like that Mr. New Zealand is going to be going for that checkpoint as well, but not without going 2 down in the process.
Yeah, that checkpoint that Shiny took on the other side was really strong, but it made it a super easy path for Mr. New Zealand to get their checkpoint as well. It's back to more of a stalemate in mid right now. We see Brian right now trying to push up, trying to make a play with that toxic miss, but being marked very hard to really shark around with a sharky weapon like Tri-Slosher.
Yeah, the marker is basically a mental switch. Like whether it doesn't do any damage, but whether or not you think it does or doesn't, it makes a small mental switch in a player's brain.
Yeah, we have a 60 to 61 point scored. Nico gets a pick, tries to go for Shiny, but Shiny said, nuh-uh.
Yeah, those were excellent shots on the wall. That was just able to pick off those Googles. Oh, and that's a good chunk of picks down on the Mr. New Zealand as the Rainmaker tries to keep going, but it gets quickly stopped by the pencil on Mr. New Zealand. But Rainmaker pop is in their favor once more. They're gonna be trying to get a couple more points. Up and going. Pepe with the Rainmaker. He's going.
Yeah, Pepe, they didn't get too much of a score. That's the wipeout for Triggerfish Zones, but they got a score of 26. It's not over. Humpback is one of the maps where unless you knock out, this game is not safe.
Indeed, that is just Humpback Zone, not Zone, Humpback Rainmaker here for you. Just here to be a menace as the Tri-Slosher able to successfully pick off the Rainmaker. What? That was actually really huge as that is a delayed wipeout for Triggerfish Zone supremacy.
Yeah, they have to play a very strong defense here. There's still 2 minutes and a couple seconds left of the game. DRF just throwing out fizzy bombs, maybe trying to paint for that cooler. We see the Zuka coming out from Nico. Nico gets Brian off that Zuka, and the counter Zuka comes out from Pepe.
Indeed, that is going to be 2 down on Mr. New Zealand, though. Triggerfish Zone supremacy is not letting up on the gas just yet, as Pepe almost nearly was able to go out for that trade, but opting to, wait for the teammates instead right here. Triggerfish Zone supremacy is still in that lead, but, you also have to play this just carefully in general. These 2 minutes is a lot of time when you think about it.
Yes, but they are slowly picking up that Rainmaker. The Gluga from Nico goes down, but Radia ready to defend that elbow with that big bubbler.
Absolutely here, and things are going to start tensing up a lot more as we approach this last minute and a half, as every team just wants these picks, wants to get going here. Whoa! We love one shots!
Yeah, Shiny's just kind of flexing right now with the one shots that they got, but picking up Rainmaker, they don't want it to reset here. They want to spam this elbow as much as they can, but they have Nico there to have to handle them. Nico gets the trade on the Rainmaker, and that's a crucial trade to not let TZS push more.
Yeah, but TZS is able to quickly get that pop. That pop actually did get a splat onto someone else right there as well. Triggerfish Zone supremacy has a minute left to try and hold this, as this is where you do not want to lose your footing, or you want to get your footing if you're Mr. New Zealand.
Yes, Mr. New Zealand has only less than 50 seconds to try to make that push. TZS is not making that very easy. We see Ziff pop the tri-strikes, going for that flank on the other side, but we see here DRF sees him real fast and gets the pick on him.
Yeah, bro was there. I'm one step ahead. Never let the next move. Excellent. Excellent. Took us there from Pepe. We love to see that, as Triggerfish Zone supremacy is able to continue to get these picks. They have 30 seconds to stall this. They just need to stall this out, and Mr. New Zealand has to step on the gas. Otherwise, that's going to be Triggerfish supremacy's chance to just hold this game.
Yeah, Radio pops the bubble, but DRF is there to pick him off. Just the pencil from UT left on Mr. New Zealand, and we can see here DRF is kind of puppy guarding this Rainmaker with Shiny. They're ready for when Mr. New Zealand tries to pick up the Rainmaker.
There it is. where they try to grab it here, but they're also playing against the pressure of a Wellstring, which is more pressure from Nico here. That was just a split second that it was unoccupied. You know, they're able to grab the Rainmaker, but this is going to get really dicey really quickly because they're quickly approaching this elbow, and Triggerfish shows supremacy. Oh, what happened?
I think a stray bomb from either Pepe or DRF, the Fizzy or the Swap Bomb got that pick on the Rainmaker. You know, we saw Pepe go for that flank, and Ziff was ready to defend the Rainmaker, but they traded. So that gave the advantage to Triggerfish Zone Supremacy at the end there.
Absolutely. What an excellent game right there. Triggerfish Zone Supremacy by the last 2 minutes knew what they wanted and what they needed to do. And that's just prop.
And honestly, this can be a huge momentum switch.
Yes.
Switch for TZS. We know they're very strong momentum players. Once they're energetic, they're ready. They have that adrenaline in them. They're ready.
They ready. Hold on. I gotta give them their motivation plushies. Hold on.
You know, Fufu giving them plushies. You know, you gotta motivate the teams a little bit. Triggerfish Zones got that first win, but New Zealand still being up in this set 2-1. They only need to win one more game to win the set. So we're waiting on the counter pick from Mr. New Zealand. This is their first counter pick of the set. So we will have to see what they go for.
Indeed. I'm very curious on what they're planning to pick, really, because it really could be anything. I think feeding into like what the dualies want, the Glugas right there, is very powerful.
Yes. I'm expecting probably something like Clam Blitz. I think that would be something. Earlier when I was listening to them talk, they really liked Clam Blitz as a team.
Yeah, I mean, that's the next mode when you really think about it. All of our other modes have already been played. So Clam Blitz makes a lot of sense, and they were shown to be incredibly strong on Clam Blitz as well. It was showing to basically sweep a lot of the games that they played.
Yes. Well, also, they're not allowed to pick Splat Zones anymore in the set. So, you know, next closest thing for at least a lot of comp players is like, I really like zones. Okay, I can't pick zones. Okay, let's... Rainmaker, maybe not. Tower or Clam Blitz are usually choices, but, you know, Tower... Actually, they want Tower Control. What am I saying?
Yeah,
they also can't choose Tower Control. So, Clam Blitz is the last choice for them.
Indeed. And I think a match is actually finished up right there.
I believe we heard the third place match has finished. Maybe we can ask them for the results, but, you know,
Yeah,
we are... You want to go ask them? We are waiting for the third place match results. I believe they finished. But, you know, these two teams are playing for first and second place. They are locked in. They want to win first place. First place, again, reminder. First, second, and third get medals with their placements. First, second, and third also get Sendu badges. But first place will get an art prize from our one and only Amber, who is tabling right now.
I didn't go far back enough. So, it's okay. I got it after this. Well, we'll see it afterwards.
We'll find out afterwards. You know, we'll have that medal ceremony for first, second, and third. And, you know, it's amazing what having that pressure on people can bring out of them.
Absolutely here. And I want to see where this match is going as we are on Particle in Time. Clam Blitz. Oh, this is where the noise starts.
Yeah, but we do see Brian making that adjustment, going to that 52 gal. You know, maybe trying to say, hey, you have a wall, Nico. I have a wall.
Wall for wall combat. Where's the jelly? Where's the jelly? There are the boat jellies. We love our boats.
Yes, but we see kind of, again, the stalemate in mid for Clam Blitz. It's really who gets that clam economy and who gets that early advantage.
Absolutely here. And that first advantage is going to be going to Mr. New Zealand, taking an excellent... Actually, no, they're going to be going 1-for-1 picks on each side right here. But New Zealand already moving extremely fast and really forward, having that power climb already in their possession as Nico goes right in to try and just find more picks. Wall for wall combat is crazy.
Yeah, the Brian said, hey, you have a wall, I have a wall. Like I said earlier, that wall for wall combat. Nico trying to get Brian trying to shred Nico from that Booyah, but gets traded out from Pepe.
Yeah, and you just got to watch her back in these situations right here. As they're, unfortunately going down by Zip with that excellent shot right there. Forcing, oh wait, they might get sandwiched right here. Not without a trade.
Yeah, that trade going down. That's going to be 2 down for the side of Mr. New Zealand. But TZS is still playing defense here. Radia was able to set up that bubble, getting jumps in for Nico, and Nico's slowly pushing back in.
Indeed, indeed. But Shiny Gemma got an excellent shot right there, putting a lot more pressure on the members of Mr. New Zealand as the rest of the team, they want to step on the gas, but unfortunately, Gal's going down. And, I think we're getting a lot of scrappy mid-fights here, Rice.
Yes, very scrappy. I think, TZS knows they have to make a strong advantage. And Radia and Mr. New Zealand know they also can't push without at least numbers advantage. That's what's so hard about this map on Clan Blitz. Just having mid is not enough.
Indeed. And what's even crazier is that once you get a good momentum going, there is room for a lot. And I mean a lot of points. Oh, this Booyah Bomb can actually get really dangerous really quickly. I think I actually got shredded.
It did get shredded, but I think Brian got traded out with that Booyah Bomb. Ziff pushing back in from where that Booyah landed. That's 2 down on the side of Triggerfish Zone Supremacy. A third one, and slowly Mr. New Zealand, they're able to open this clam basket.
There it goes. And with the bubble to call for it as well, putting a lot of extra pressure. But no, it doesn't help him under the rat. The Pepe, who's able to go just swim right through, forcing another member to go and jump out on top of that. A short push for Mr. New Zealand, but a push nonetheless.
Yeah, a push nonetheless, but a score of 80 is very hard to defend. You get a power clam and 1 clam in. A lot of the time, you want to try to score 2 power clams, but there was no follow-up for Mr. New Zealand. Again, such a scrappy fight in mid. As I try to say something, Ziff pushes up, tries to push Brian. Brian gets taken down, and it's just 2 people left on TZS to defend.
Absolutely. This is not where you want a tunnel vision either right here. So get your defenses up, get them up and going right here, and just slowly but surely try and get your defense going. 2 going down on each side right here. It's just a waiting game between both of these teams on where they want to go. A push has not been made. It was from Mr. New Zealand yet. And TZS is trying to move. They got 2 down on the side of Mr. New Zealand as well.
Yeah, we see Pepe going for that aggressive push. Tryzuka's Muti gets that pick on Muti, and that's a delayed wipe on the side of Mr. New Zealand. Triggerfish Zones has to score now.
Yeah, they got some time, really. If anything, if they can get a little bit more space here, it might lead to a more sustained push as well here. I think they're going to be trying to play the game that Mr. New Zealand was trying to play before, where you wait to extend and then you go. And there they go with that second power clam going into the basket, and some more clams to call for it as well. I think it's just really just trying to sustain the pressure that is under the basket of this. But I think that might be the end of the push with Shiny jumping out. When your anchor goes, no,
The rest of TCS is there.
Wait, that's a pity. That's a pity.
And this might be the knockout if they get that. Did they get the
They
pity?
get it. They got it in. They got it. But the pressure's not done.
The pressure's not done. You see, Brian here has a couple clams to try to stall. Shiny has their back. Shiny has to back up a little bit, though. Pepe holding this front for a jump. No, gets the follow-up in, and they got the knockout. I talked about a reverse sweep after the second game. And, TCS heard me and said, hey, let's do it.
Right now, this is also the difference in mentality as well, where now Mr. New Zealand, who was able to go 2-0 in the beginning, now has their momentum snatched from they had the rug pulled under them. As Triggerfish Zone Supremacy is able to take the next 2 games and potentially takes the last game. There's a lot of stress on both of these teams, but I would argue even more on Mr. New Zealand because of the lack of momentum.
It's stressful, and
Yeah.
they might be like, what if we choose the wrong counter pick? What if we choose a map that we weren't expecting, a map mode that we thought we were gonna win, but then TZS brought it back, literally with Barnacle and Dime.
Yeah, and they might choose Clams again because the Clams is still in the pool. They haven't won on Clams. So there is definitely a momentum shift happening, but anything is possible between these 2 teams. Let's be honest. They still took 2 games off of each other. That being said, I think Clams and Rainmaker are the only 2 counter picks that are available for Mr. New Zealand.
That is correct. They are only allowed to pick Rainmaker and Clam Blitz left. They also can't pick a map that has already been played on, or they cannot pick a map they have won on already as well.
Yes. So those are counter pick rules here. If you are familiar with counter pick, now you know. Now you
Yes.
know.
Now you know
now
about
you know
counter
counter
picks.
pick. Only you can keep counter. Help.
We are getting in that last counter pick. I think we're getting just that information in, but I do wonder if it's a Clam Blitz match again. Mr. New Zealand has to be careful when they push in, because that last game they did get in, but unfortunately not a lot of follow up really around there, and they went down on that offense.
Yeah, and we're going back to clams here, and we're gonna be going back to Umami Ruins. Ooh, Umami Ruins Clam Blitz, which I got beef with Umami, but the lockout can be really heavy. I think this map is going to definitely be one of those where whichever team gets that first large push win in is going to take the lead.
If I'm gonna be honest here, this sounds like the Zimmy player picked this map.
You're not wrong.
This is such a strong Zimmy map with how the Zimmy kit is. Zimmy has Toxic Mist, where you can just throw it into that chokehold, and no one can push through, and you have to push that chokehold to make a score.
It stalls. It stalls out really hard, and that bubble on top of that can also lock out that chokehold. That is a Zimmy player's dream.
Yes, but that Zimmy player being a crucial player, but Nico, the past 2 games has been struggling a little bit. They haven't been able to make those crazy plays that they were doing in those first 2 games.
You wanna know what it was? Wall-to-wall combat. I'm so serious when I say I think the wall-to-wall combat was the biggest contester from stopping the Guildhouse from doing what they wanted. Because you have a wall wrong, because they have the pattern of dropping a wall and attacking. So if you put a wall in front of that, guess what? You can't attack anymore.
Definitely. We will have to see. I also wouldn't even be surprised if maybe Brian goes for that V Tri-Slosher again. As I said, Toxic Mist is so strong on this map, and maybe if they don't go with that, Shiny might go to a Welshing. Same thing. Welshing has so much area denial.
It depends, though. I think Pencil might actually be a better pick for this map anyways, because if you can take over either the dome or that center, you take up a lot of space. It is very Pencil biased, in my opinion. But Grand Finals, Game 5! Let's get it through. We got to say the ready, get, set, go. We got to.
All right.
Ready?
Go!
We have these teams up and going and ready. I don't think, we're not seeing those comp changes from either team here, right?
Yeah, Brian said, hey, that wall-to-wall combat was very nice to play against. You see Pepe get the early pick on Nico. This is going to be a bit of a momentum swift towards their side of map. That's 2 down on the side of Mr. New Zealand. The bubble is pop. Pepe on that dome area with that Trizuka.
Yes, and with these whales coming out on top of that to displace more members of Mr. New Zealand, those Glukas are going to be going in, taking a big getting too. Nico, even though they went down early, they are not shy of getting some more aggression on the field, checking their surroundings and getting ready to go. That quickly stops Triggerfish Zone Supremacy. He's in their tracks here as Mr. New Zealand continues to get their resources in center.
Yeah, Mr. New Zealand trying to get their resources. They're trying to make a power clam here, passing clams around to each other. 1 down on each side of the map, or each side of team. We see Brian trying to push up top mid here. That gets help from DRF there to take down Nico.
That is an excellent pick there from DRF right here. Cooler looks up and ready. Cooler's going to fight right down on Mr. New Zealand. This is now just the push. Triggerfish Zone Supremacy getting that ball into the basket, not wasting any time. That is 2 power clams in the basket. This is where this lockout is going to begin, Rice.
Yes, this lockout is very tough. This map has very good clam spawns. We see Shiny jumping in with more clams. Only 5 more clams for TZS to knock this game out. But just Pepe there under the basket. DRF is the last one alive, is respawning here, and Mr. New Zealand has to push up fast.
That was a nasty push. That was a nasty, and I mean nasty push.
It was a nasty push. We see DRF getting that pick in mid, has 6 clams, gets that cooler down. They're looking at Nico, trying to take down Nico here.
Yeah, and Dean with the Booyah Bomb coming out from Nico here. I want to take an extra pick on top of that. Nico's momentum is put to a stop with Shiny taking an excellent pick onto them. That bubble is going to be in center to try and keep that space for Mr. New Zealand, but arguably might have been popped a little bit too early here, Rice.
Maybe a little too early, but I think they're trying to hold that mid space. 1 goes down for the side of Triggerfish Zone Supremacy. The strikes come out from Mr. New Zealand. They're going to try to push up with that.
Yeah, indeed. That's going to be a lot of space in the favor of Mr. New Zealand, but that Zuka coming in from Pepe to just force that small mental switch right here as Nico's down. Nico's going to be going down. Again, taking down that Glukas is going to be a large loss of aggression there.
Yeah, that's going to be 2 down on the side of Mr. New Zealand. Muti has to back up a little bit. Radia kind of holding that chokehold. Nico gets the trade in that choke area, but this is going to be TZS holding mid.
Oh, but the pencil fights are going to be in the favor of Shiny right there. As they're able to take that pencil out, which, again, another loss of pressure because that anchor is going to be going down right here. Even though members of Triggerfish Zone Supremacy are going down, they're together here. They have the opportunity to move where they want to, though it could get dicey. Whoa! Look at that!
That's 3 down on the side of Mr. New Zealand. Another push back in for Triggerfish Zone Supremacy. They're going to open this basket, have a lot of follow-up here, and there's one more clan. Yeah, I want to point the mic at them. They are popping off. They are going insane. The reverse sweep.
Triggerfish zone supremacy with the momentum, with the movement, taking down Seed 1 with the reverse sweep.
If we can, they're twerking.
I need to go hit them with a pillow.
So, all the excitement, all that reverse
Oh my
sweep.
God. What a
What
game.
What a game. What a set for grand finals. At game 5, I think that was our first game 5 of the day.
And it's a freaking reverse sweep. Triggerfish zones for supremacy are your Booyah Bay winners.
Yes, they are the Booyah Bay #1 winners. We will be trying to get all the top 3 teams in a photo just to give them the medals they have earned. If any would like to bring the medals, we can show them on stream.
Yes, we can. Bring them this way. We switch the camera over.
If we switch the camera over to the venue cam, Annie has the medals in
Beautiful.
frame. It's beautiful. These medals were made by the amazing Fusion, 8-bit Fusion on Twitter.
Twitter.
I
We're
underscore
not calling
8-bit
it
Fusion. But, Fusion did an amazing job on these medals. First place going to Triggerfish Zone Supremacy. Second place going to Mr. New Zealand.
And I think third might have been on crack, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe third was on crack. These teams came out, represented, played their hearts out.
And did an amazing job. What an amazing set. I want to go congratulate them real quick, Rice.
We'll do a little quick BRB. We'll have the players come up to the cameras, get their photos. But yeah, Fufu, that was our grand final set, our final set of today for Booyah Bay.
What an amazing time here at Booyah Bay. Thanks for having me on mic. And what an amazing event you ran here, Rice.
Of course, I'm so happy. Everything pretty much ran really smoothly, and we got the tournament finished ahead of our end time.
Nearly an hour. 45 minutes ahead of time.
Exactly. Well, Fufu, where can the lovely people find you?
You guys can find me at @SplatFufu on Twitter or Blue Sky, depending where you want to find me. I do commentary, background shenanigans, and of course my art. And it's been an amazing time here at Booyah Bay. Rice, where can the lovely people find you?
Everyone can find me on all my ads will be We Like Rice. It's one word. Sometimes in caps, sometimes not. It depends on the website, really. But yeah, you can find me there. You can find us more action of Booyah Bay in the future at Booyah Bay _SPL right there. If you're ever interested in what's going on in the Bay Area, you can always follow that Twitter for Bay Area Splatoon.
Indeed. Well, what an amazing event. Of course, we still got the medal ceremony to go through here, Rice. Thanks for having me.
Of course. It's my pleasure to have hosted this event. I can't thank enough everyone who came out, my team who, we've been working on this for months. We've been talking about this for months, and it's unbelievable feeling of just this is real. This is happening.
real, and what an amazing job. Genuinely, it's mad props here. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of time put into this, but
But yes, we will throw it back to the venue cam, and we'll have the medal ceremony there.
indeed.